fine. I think it's a sign. I should get up and go, get out of here. Instead of wasting all these words and tears. Baby, I think I'm in love with the fear. So I'll keep sitting here for one more night. I tell myself that run like hell, but that is just a lie. I tell myself I need some help. I know me too well. One more night. I'll keep sitting here for one more night. One more night. Stars won't align for you and I. No, I'm not blind. Yeah, each and every night I'm by your side, wishing that they tried. Should get up and go, get out of here. Instead, I'm wasting all my younger years. Baby, I think I'm in love with the fear. So I'll keep sitting here for one more night. I tell myself that run like hell, but that is just a lie. I tell myself I need some help. I know me too well. One more night. One more night. Yeah. One more night. Oh, I'll keep sitting here for one more night. Many times do I draw the
Hey guys,
line
how you
in
doing?
my mind? And how many times do you cross it fine? I think it's a sign. I should get up and go, get out of here. Instead of wasting all these words and tears. Baby, I think I'm in love with the fear. So I'll keep sitting here for one more night. I tell myself that run like hell, but that is just a lie. I tell myself I need some help. I know me too well. One more night. I'll keep sitting here for one more night. One more night.
Holy guacamole, chat. Today's Friday -1. It's that Thursday feeling, if you know what I queen. How are we doing? I've still got my watch on, so I'm going to take that off now. How's everyone doing? How is your Thursday going, everyone? Is it all that can go over there? I don't want people to look at that. Chat, how you? How are you doing today? Are you doing good? Did you hydrate? Did you drink water? Drink water. It's good for your health. And health is wealth. Don't forget that. Let me turn that down a little and fix my glasses so I don't look like I'm 75. I also still haven't finished eating my dinner, but I needed to go live. Hi everyone, it's me. I'm your friend. I'm gonna put my dinner away so I don't have to eat that on stream and look like an absolute baboon. You can sit there for now. Hi chat. It's a slow day today. It is, what time is it now? It's late. I'm late going live by a little bit. By a little bit, I mean I'm 20 minutes late, and by that, it's just a slow day. I've had a lot to do. I had a lot of work to do today. By work, I mean I procrastinated. What? I procrastinated until about 5 p.m. Maybe longer. I think I procrastinated until a lot longer. Then I got a lot of work on. Then I was working on HeroCraft, which, by the way, my Minecraft is working insane these days. Like this. It's just I got rid of so much bloat, and now look at this. Oh, it looks amazing, but it's okay. We'll go back to that later. That's just shh. You didn't see anything. That's just for you, for the early people who aren't here yet. But it's creme de la creme. Absolute loving it, loving it. I've learned a little secret, chat. Don't call people. What did I call people on my go live notification? It seems to have been that I might have made a grave mistake. I called every. That's why. My go live notification included the term "Good morning, darling." Maybe that's not the best thing to do. Maybe it's Maybelline. You know, maybe we're a trampoline. Hi Fizz, how you doing? Also, bless you, welcome in. Sick, welcome in. And Scott, welcome in, by the way. And Scott, what are you doing hogging all of the redeems, you donut? That's not fair. You get this just for being you. But welcome in. Fizz, how's your day going? Fizz, have you got the assignment done yet? You did get it done, didn't you? I also saw your message and I meant to reply to it and then I got tired. But then I read it and I was like, I did reply to it in my head. I just didn't physically reply to it. And I feel terrible, but I hope you're doing okay. I hope they are doing okay. That's fizzy. Why is it spicy? In my nose. Oh, nutty. Yeah, no, I thought it did, yeah. Having a lot of scans. That's, hey, listen, that's going to be mentally draining. So as long as you've got, as long as they've got you, is what I mean to say. If they've got you to go to, and other friends and other family, I'm sure they've got it. But they in high spirits. So, see, that's... It's all you can expect, don't you know? But yeah, you get what I'm saying. I'm trying not to like air it onto stream to give everybody else the trauma dump, but you get what I'm saying. But chat today, today we're gonna be we've got Gothic and Minecraft, right? Maybe depends if traction, if more people show. Don't drink so much fizzy drinks, Sin. I'm good. I'm alive, and health is wealth. I shelter people for not drinking water, and I just didn't drink water myself either. So, what I'm gonna say, we're gonna be playing 2 games. 2 games as normal, which is gonna be but yeah, I did get my assignment done with 5% similarities. That's good. Hey, yo, I don't get the similarity thing, right? If I write something in my own complete breath, right? Everything I do me. And I get like 10% similarity in something. Where'd the similarity come from? I didn't, you know, I've never understood it. Where's plagiarism come from? I freaking wrote it. Oh, you used the word it, but in the dictionary, the word it is already written down. So it's copy. How? Why? Even if you reference it, I've never understood it, to be honest. But you know what? It's okay. I don't do exams anymore. For summer. I'm done for summer. I'm a university student. It's fun, I promise. Chat, it's fun. You learn. You live and learn. It was due in the morning at 10 a.m. Submit at 9:57. Isn't that the spirit though, Fizz? That's exactly what you're meant to do. My dog hopped on my back and I was laying on top of your back. I am sitting. I like the way that you described that, bless you. My dog has hopped onto my back. He is now laying on my back. I am sitting. Like, you've just admitted like your fatal state of error in life is just, this is life now. This is how it is. I've got to submit to dog. That's it. This is life now. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it is so much fun. You know, it is incredible fun doing exams all the time. It's so much fun doing exams all the time. I love doing them. I can no longer move. Well, sounds like an ish me, not an ish. It sounds like an issue. You've got issues. Yeah, that's where I was meant to go with that. Is like, yes, you've got issues. I'm dealing with that one. That's not how I was meant to say that at all, but I'm happy it went that direction. You can have this. Nice. Of course I can't. I don't. Oh. Thank the freaking Lord. Honestly, I'm not good with exams. If anybody ever told me, what would you want to do? Just do life. What do you want to do? Do life? Or do exams? I'd rather just do life. I'd work from the bottom and get to the top. I'd rather just be a McDonald's cashier and work my way up the chain. If that's, I hate exams. Exams are just super poo. You know? Did my ping chat? Did my ping go through on Discord? Let me just do. Let me do a quick. And then at. There we go. I need to do a quick ping. It did? That's so weird. My Twitch notification didn't go out, but it did on Discord. Oh, Fizzy, wouldn't it be a shame if I ruined the counting channel? That's how I knew. No. As in, on my end, it's only 5% of my audience got given my, got given it. So if you got it, chat, hello, welcome in. Hi, it's... You've got issues? Wait, hold on. Okay, I'll click it. Let's see. This is You've got issues. No. I think I did it better. I think I made a better one out of that one. Where nope, I made it better. I made clips on the fly. Watch this one. Let's go to content, clips that I made. Clips created by me 2 minutes ago, and here we go. Where's my display cap? There you go. Oh, it's muted, that's why. Duh. What? It is. It is incredible. Tried making it shorter. That's the it's so much fun. I think it's like right here. I can no longer move. Well, sounds like an ish me, not an ish. It sounds like an issue. You've got issues. Yeah, that's where I was meant to go with that. Is yes. You've got issues. You have issues, Sin. But we're okay with that. Try making it shorter, but that's the limit. We want it. So here's what I mean. It's like, if we were to make content, if you're trying to make clips, chat, and this goes for everybody else that's watching. If you're gonna make clips, make them as long as you can. Deadass. Make them over a minute. Even if it's like not excellent content, just make it long. Get the general consensus of the clip in there, but also make it long. Because don't forget, Indestructoid has to edit these out, and he always edits them shorter anyway. So, for good example being, chat, go over, you can check out the social, there you go. Get the socials, go over and check out all the YouTube channels and stuff. It's gonna be out of context. No, it can't be out of context. That's the problem, because no context means no view. Like, let's go to the Syntrosty HD, not Syntrosty HD. It's max 30 seconds. Is it? That's kind of poop. Switch, do better. So let's go to the Syn channel. Let's go to YouTube Studio, because that's where I want to look at everything. I want to show you guys some footage. Let's go here and display. I can't show this one yet. Oh wow, that one flopped so far. Apparently, chat, don't post videos on people that like beans. Where's a good video to show you guys? 7, 8, this one. Not that one. I can't show you that one. That one's not out yet. I like this one. This one kind of made me laugh. Chat, why is the 16 clips made in this one stream? Do you guys hate me? See, Droid makes some really good edits. I'm not gonna lie. Why is the 16 clips made in this one stream? Do you guys like do you guys hate me? I mean, thanks. You've made content for me, and you've made the editor's job a lot easier. Like, I did it! Oh, that was just Inception. Oh, that was kind of funny. I didn't mean to do that at all. Do you guys hate me? I mean, thanks. Thanks. But so, like, that's what I mean. They need to be like long clips. If you have long clips, then you can edit it down shorter. Because if it's like 6 seconds. Honestly, Fizz, that was like mad out of context. It was like, it harmonized. Was that the clip I got originally? It was, yeah. And Android went back and then extended it, because that's what I mean. We need long clips so that when Droid edits it down, we don't have like a 5-second YouTube short. Because it's not, I mean, I get they're called YouTube shorts, but damn, we don't want YouTube tinies. Well, yeah, it was the clip that you did originally, and then he came through. And he did some things. Let me see what's going on here. Checking everything as I go along, chat, just in case. That's loud. So today we can do Gothic. I was thinking that we could. I really wanted to. Wait, what's my planner say? Did I actually? It's meant to be Gothic and Minecraft, right? But I don't think we've got the Gothic players around. I also feel like we need to check who's playing Gothic today. Because if there's people who are like doing what... Oh, it's the Just King. I follow you. Because if it's somebody that's getting like a lot of views, then there's no point in doing it, because then we won't grow on it. How many views do you have, darling? Oh, no. Okay, never mind. That's 700. We're not topping you today, love. So, the goal is now, what game do you want to do? Because we can just chat and play. I need to find a good... Will you stop being in my... Mwah. That's a mad thing for me to do on Switch. This is a bed. This is a cylinder. You guys can Photoshop anything you want on that. Don't do that, please. Please? Okay, cool. Thanks. Don't do that. I beg. But we're thinking, what game can we do that's contentful, funny, and hella autistic? You get me? What's the most autistic game we could do? It could be Minecraft. Trying to troubleshoot the lethal mod pack at the moment to improve the frames. In fact, you know what? To be fair, bless you. Let me pull up the mod loader, right? Because I've edited it a lot. It's just I've pretty much just made a new one. It's because I've got Minecraft running in the background as well. It's easier for me to stream Minecraft if I already load it in. Who'd have known? Whoa, that is broken. So I was trying to look at like what was the reason, right? Why Delilah? Yes, what was causing all of it? I just thought let's just make a new mod pack completely. Something funny. Bless you, you really do need to fix your microphone though, because I don't know what it was, but your microphone was just in the entire session. The footage is like pretty much not usable for most of it, just because your microphone turns into Helen Keller. Oh no! Wait. I've stayed my desk. It's better now. I fixed it. Thank you, chat. I fixed my desk. But my point being... Oh, okay, that loader's not loading at all. That can just stay there for the time being. Maybe for a couple of days. Who cares? But, yeah, no. The pack is... I've got a full new pack. We've now got big booty cheeks as well. So I'm kind of hyped for that one. I like big booty cheeks, especially in Lethal Company. Who doesn't like big butt cheeks? Like, you like big butts. You can't deny. My other brothers can't deny. Hey, Sebastian, how you doing, bro? Welcome, Sin. Oh, what a time to come into chat. Interesting. What a time to come into chat. I have to use my laptop mic because my headset mic decided to mess up on you. We all canonically noticed. We did. Although, Sab, look at that. Look, bro. You've been here for a long time. In fact, what is 2 years, 8 months? So what, we're on 5. So that means 3 backwards, which means 9, which means September. September of 2021. September of 2021? Wow. As a Minecraft server? In fact, you know what? I can just show you. Allow me to show you the Minecraft server that we've been working on. This is HeroCraft. Hey, Sin, how goes it? Droid? We're talking about content, my dude. Oh, wow. That is a bit of lag. I say how much I've just fixed the bloating issue. Oh, Droid, I fixed Minecraft entirely. It's insane. It is nuts how... Oof. It's insane how much deleting Overwolf has done. Much more different from when I was last here. Yes, honestly, I know. Send you the Lethal Company mod pack. I'll send it once I can do it. But yes, I will send it to you. But this is... I got massive content for you. Oh, I bet you've got massive content for me, bro. This is the server, bro. Is how we're looking. I don't want to share too much about... In fact, Sebastian, if you look inside the Discord server and look in the share pictures tab, you'll see how much I've done. Just got a question. Do you remember a person called Alex? Yes, of course I remember Alex. Why? But yeah, so this is HeroCraft. You can do emotes. I can salute. There's loads of stuff on it. It's really cool. I miss Alex, though, to be fair. I love the server. The server's amazing. I've never wanted... Really? Wait, Alex, that's you. You changed your name. I thought you were Oh my god, it's Mr. Bastian, not Sebastian. Oh, I hate myself. Alex, bro, how are you doing, dude? Welcome in. Now that it's you. Hey, yo. Fuck. Frick that guy, dude. Who's that other dude? We don't need him anymore. Hey, bro, look, it's nice to see you. I misread the name. That's what I get for being such a noob, dude. Damn. But chat, hey, yo, look, Alex, it's nice to see you, man. It was nice to know that, like, when you said that, Alex, I was like, I miss that guy. He used to be in, like, every stream. Cool, dude. Been a real long time. Look. I need to sit on my leg to give myself a blood clot. Yeah, it's been a long time. It has. Look, I took a year and a half off. I came back. I grew my hair out long style now. Yeah, I own a company which is doing its best. That's the news of the century. It's doing its best. But yeah, no, it's nice to see you, man. It's been a long time since the Among Us days. I do want to try get more I want to try get more Among Us lobbies and stuff going, but a lot of people just don't like playing modded Among Us anymore, especially with community. Which is kind of strange, because like I mean, I get it. We've been gone for a long time. But what can you expect, eh? The game died off its death of glory and valor. It was not a Valorant death. It was a terrible death. But Alex, I didn't know you played Overwatch. Because now I know that you play Overwatch and you don't want to know what my rank is and what role I play. It's nice to catch up with someone I respect gratefully. Man, I love you. Honestly, you are more than welcome to join games anytime at all. And that's because I respect you massively as well. I love you. You're one of my favorite people ever. You used to come into every single stream. Chat, if you don't know Alex used to be in every single stream. I used to play games with us and he's pretty cool. But Alex, it's nice to see. I'm so happy that that's you. That makes me super, super, super. I loved it. This is why I do this shit, man. It's why I do this shit. But wait, so you play, do you main Bastion in Overwatch? Because that tells me so much about your current character person. Let me move that microphone. Because I play Moira, bitch. I'm a Moira main. Not only that, I'm a DPS Moira main. I'm everybody's best friend in that game. Honestly, Moira is fun. Moira is amazing, especially when you're top 500. So you have that to look forward to. I wish I could play Overwatch on stream more though, chat, and it's a bit bummy, but hey, yo, the views just aren't there. A good Moira can be a game changer. Honestly, no, a good Bastion. Oh my god, an Ana boosted Bastion is naughty. I play Junkrat and Bastion. Okay, no, I switch if I'm DPS. I'm either a Junkrat and a Bastion main, or I'm a Sojin soldier. It depends on which game needs which. The worst kind of Moira main? I say no, because I'm an insane Moira, okay? I'm a freaking nuts Moira. And Adam, if you don't know Adam, Tap for Goblins inside of my Discord server, he's one of the moderators, he's one of my best friends in the entire world. Adam is probably one of the greatest Reinhardts I've seen, but he needs the right team composition. We need a Life Weaver to just pull, because he'll just charge in. He'll charge people off the edge of the map. So we need a Life Weaver to go, nah, come back. D.Va or Mercy, but I don't really play Overwatch. I don't touch D.Va because I don't touch tank, because like I said, I've got Adam. Adam's the tank. We don't ever need to stray away from that. Or again, we've got our friend Aaron, who then again, he can play a really, really good Mercy. I too play a good Mercy, but I don't like to go Mercy. That's my thing. I like to be like, okay, I'm a support. People go, be a healer. I'm like, fam, it's not healer. It's a support character for, it's support. It's not healer, right? Listen, if I'm a Moira, it's not, oh, you're a healer, heal. Fam, I'm a support character. I support you. I keep you alive by killing people and healing you. And healing myself because I'm a Moira. What else do you want from me? I'm a Moira. I'm a Mercy. Nah, I'm a Moira, mate. It's not hard, chat. Oh, don't get me started. A good DPS Moira is the scariest thing ever. Honestly, my movement is wild, bro. And I will admit it. T500 ain't got nothing when you see me playing in comp. As a Mercy main in Overwatch 1. I never played Overwatch 1. Thanks, Bashu. I didn't play Overwatch 1. But when Overwatch 2 came out, I was like, fine, I'll give it a chance. BRB, go for it. Go for it. I'll see you in a second, Fizz. I hate those players who are like, healer. Be a healer. Be a healer, okay? You're a healer. Heal me. Heal me. Mother. I am a support character. I will keep you alive, but I will also kill It's that simple. I'm a support character, man. Stop this. Go away, microphone. I can say it loud enough. I'm a support character. Say it with my chest. You kind of struck a nerve there, chat. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean anything to say. Chat, I'm sorry. I need to get out my my ukulele and make an apology. I mean Reinhardt. I can guarantee you if it was you versus Adam, though, this is why I love Adam. Wait, Alex, you said I've actually not played Overwatch much in the past. What'd you say? In the past month, been focused on RL stuff. Yeah, I get that. We almost done with it all of it. That's fine. That's fine. Look, honestly, I've not played it a lot this month, but I would play Overwatch and just team with people. I don't mind. If I, like, I could just turn, instead of doing Gartic, say we could just do over. Do I just hit it? Do I hit stupidity and go on? Do I just play Overwatch with you guys? Chat, do we just play over? Oh, no, I can't. We need to play, we need to do Gartic. Do we don't? Do we play Overwatch? Ooh, wait, do. I'm having a midlife crisis, chat. I'm having an actual crisis. Do we play Gartic or do we play Overwatch? That's, oh, don't make me do this. No, okay, we need to play the games that were scheduled. Funny thing is, I had Overwatch 1 but never played it, which means I got free skins. Ah, I've got the Overwatch 1 Bastion skin, but I don't main Bastion enough. That's my problem. I only play... That's ADHD right there, chat. Oh no, that is very much just... Oh. Not Overwatch. Flat is live, you aren't going to get views. I mean, I play Overwatch because I want to play Overwatch. I'd also just message Flats on Discord. Because our friends list has me... In fact, you know what? Let me prove up. Let me see what happens here. I follow Flats. Let's go to Flats. Hello, Flats. Can you, Okay, there you go. How many is this go to? I'm going to add him as a friend. Why not? We've got... He's invalid. Oh, he's got an invalid Discord link. Oh, wait, there he is. Duh. Hi, Flats. You want to play Overwatch? Oh, there is no Discord. Does he not have a Discord? Okay, there it is. Thank you. Don't get confused. I'm just here to add you as a friend. Never mind. He switched to Raft. See? Launched. Thank you. Thank you. What? Okay, we could do. Do we? Do we we can do. Yeah, he's on Raft now. Oh, wait, yeah, you've just said, duh. Give me back my stream. We can play Overwatch. Indecisive, indecisive, indecisive. Right, chat, let me think. Are you aware that? I have thoughted. I can't play, Alex, I can't play DBD. It's you know what? It's not even a bad thing. Chat, this is my issue with Dead by Daylight. It's such a boring game to me because I don't get scared by scary games. It's got to be a really scary game for me to get scared by it. However, I'm also not opposed to it. I'm not. I am opposed to it. I'm talking bullshit. I really can't play it. I can't play Dead by Daylight. It's such... Because it doesn't scare me. It just does not scare me at all. You know what? You know... Flash, you may as well sneeze that one as well. Longest life, Reno 2. Listen, it's okay. Vecna coming to Dead by... I mean, it's because the new season... Madness, though. This is just the... This is a nuts one. Millie Bobby Brown isn't going to be in the final season of Stranger Things. Why? She just refused because she's not getting enough money. So she just went, nah, bro, I'm leaving. So 11 is going to be cast by someone else. Why? Why do you need that much money? Stop it. You don't need that much money. Stop it. Just freaking act, you loser. Stop it. Got bored of Stranger Things. Stopped at season 3. I mean, season 3 is the last. Yeah, so you're up to date. I think. Castlevania 2. Castlevania old school, though. Oh, Castlevania is going to be in DVD. Again. Just saw on a live stream. Oh, that, okay, fam, I'm getting hella confused by that one. But I need to wait, let me... Oh my god, it's Jason Bourne. I've got a headband in. Go away. Chat, do I look cool? Do I look cool now? It's funny because there's 27 days left of Overwatch season, yet I'm only on tier 9. No, listen, there is nothing... Hey, yo, Sick, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome. How you doing, bro? Welcome, Sim, welcome, Sim, welcome, Sim. Thank you, Alex. I needed that. Also a hydrate. I'll do that, bro. That's how, if people tell me to just breathe and take a drink, I always take that as a hint of going, Sin, the ADHD is getting, you know, slow down, Sin. You don't need to go that fast. Better get your ass out of that chair and get some water. I have a caramel coffee, though. Does that count? I've drank, look. See this here? This is a water bottle that I filled up earlier with another bottle of... I had two big bottles of water, and I went, you know what? I'll just put it into one big bottle, and now it's in there. However, I also don't want to move that, realizing that I can't move that. I've got a bottle of water, but it's being it's holding, it's my lights. I drink too much water in it. That's not true. I don't drink enough water at all. However, drink water, become moist. That's the best soundbite that I've got, and I enjoy it. What was I just talking about? Generally, the season of Overwatch. Oh, it was, yeah, it was Overwatch's seasons, wasn't it? Yeah. I get the liter half Volvic flavored water. I'm gonna sound pretentious. I have Voss water. I do. I have a bottle of Voss water next to me, but it's balancing my lights today because I don't like the angle it sits on normally, so I use the Voss to hold it in its own position. Like that. See? Let's go to position. Let me read what you just said, Alex. Generally, the season of Overwatch 2 is my favorite in theme. I mean, what, the Porsche? Oh, listen, the Porsche collaboration is just not where it is. Ugh. So, the Mercy Mythic fur, but I prefer the Halloween not Mythic skin, but the golden tier skin. I prefer that Moira from Halloween from last year, the one that looks like Shielded the Apocalypse, and it's really freaking dope, and I love it. I have two accounts, my alt account, which is my ranked account, and then my main account, which is just my play account, but that's the one that I have all the skins on, and I'm freaking annoyed. Not the Porsche. Ugh. Listen, the Porsche collaboration is just whack. I mean, good, they got money, but ugh. You don't like plain water, it makes you vom, so it has to be flavored water. I mean, I'm not opposed to plain water, but I have a Voss Sparkling. You can get like Voss Sparkling Cucumber, Voss Sparkling Lemon, Voss Sparkling Orange. The orange one absolute bangs, by the way. But it sounds so pretentious, but like I love Voss Sparkling Orange. It's just nice. It just tastes amazing. However, chat, there is going to be an ad soon starting. Sparkling, I can't drink still water. I prefer sparkling. It just refreshes you so much more in the summer. And taking note, I am wearing a hoodie and a hat, and I am also wearing combat pants. So like, I'm gonna sweat. I prefer sparkling. When I done like a trial shift in a hotel once to be the assistant manager, and I just drank a load of sparkling water. I worked for the Hilton for like one day. And I just drank so much sparkling water. I was like, you know what? This actually slaps. I like this. Sparkling water's the way forward. And since then, I've just never strayed away. I'm only diamond. Okay, wait. You said where are you? I'm only diamond 1 on DPS, but I play Bastion. So yeah, I commonly get counterpicked. I mean, the obvious counterpick they're going to go is like, oh, I'm just going to go Roadhog. Or I'm going to go Sigma. Or, you know, I'm going to go... Who else? I mean, Maui, I guess, because he is just 2 Bastions with the health of Orisa and the charge of Reinhardt. He's such a stupid tank, bro. He also has shields like Sigma does anyway. What? Why do we have him, right? Just... Why do we have Maui? Mauga is such a stupid tank. He's a little bit of everything, and they put him in to counter Orisa, when in reality they should have just nerfed Orisa. And they went, you know what, let's just bring out a whole ass new tank that looks like Maui from Moana, but also serves the purpose of every single tank ever. Why? They didn't need him. Why have we got him? Mauga is just a tank bastion. We don't need him. He don't need to be here. I'm just ranting at this point. You know, my favorite Bastion skin is the Fire Engine one. Wait, oh, the one with the little bird on his shoulder. I love that one. I'm very half tempted to load up Overwatch, but I also need to live by my own advice. Oh. Oh, wait, they did get it. Okay, fair enough. I thought that you guys lost it. Chat, don't forget, if you guys get 1,000 in the counting channel, if you get 1,000, I'll do a horror stream if we do 1,000 in the counting channel. That part I'm all for. I'm game for it. You guys have got to get there first. I like the Lego skin. I like the Lego skin noises. Bless you. What role do you play in Overwatch? 1, 3, 1, 4. Boom. It makes you cry about it every... Bro, what do you mean? Oh, this song is nuts. This is where DJ Syntrosity HD comes out. You know what I do want to? Is to play everyone on was top 500. I will beat you as top 500 Moira. I guarantee you. Oh, bless you. Don't bring that fire in my freaking eyes. I'll wipe the floor with you. Oh, I'll do it. I'll make an embarrassment. I'll do it. I'm on Moira. I'll do it. You've got me fired up for that now. Oh, 1v1s. One thing is that you're a console player. Okay, that's the downside. Are you all putting... You're all going at... Aww. It's okay. Listen, that's the joy of it, though. That's the joy of... Let me just go to here. That's the joy of this channel, right? Is look, you guys got up to 100. What did we get to? We got to 106. That's fine. That was 10% of the way there. If you guys get to 1,000, it's a horror stream. But you guys have got to work together on it. Work as a team. And don't up. Good luck, bitches. I've begun to attempt to try on PC. I bet you'd be a good PC player, Alex. I wouldn't see... I don't think you'd be a bad PC player. I thought you were a PC player, to be honest. Which is why I'm more so confused, if anything. It was 6. It was you. Listen, it's a team effort. You're all just little bitches, okay? That's it. You guys, you just don't know how to count in English. Just start counting in French. It's still the same thing. It's just numbers. No, don't want that song. It's not a good song. It's not a good vibe. I want vibes. I guess this will have to do. So chat, okay, I'll run a poll in the chat, right? Mine was there first. Look, you guys are just making Sixpence feel bad, okay? And I will not allow this kind of mutiny in my stream. You are all bullies. You're all bullies, and I will not tolerate it. I will not tolerate it. I haven't played since Sombra came out, though. Oh, so you're not even a bronze player anymore. Sombra has been... I've been playing since Sombra came out. You're out of the game, bless you. Let me see. Nope. When I used to play Among Us, it was on a laptop. Oh! Wait, so do you now have a PC, Alex? Is that it? Which game to start? Let's go to Minecraft. Chat, I'm going to put you in a sneaky poodle. I'm going to ask everybody in our Discord server because I think I'm funny like that. And let's go and go at everyone. Let's do community gaming. You choose. But it's a timed poll in chat right now. And I need to put the Twitch link because I'm a big boy. I'm gonna beat you to it. I did it. I have PC now, bro. Okay, so now listen. You need to start playing more. Okay, you need to start playing more Overwatch, and then tell me when you're playing Overwatch, and then you can be with me, and then you'll be able to see what a cool Moira I am. I get to show off, and I'll get to show off with you guys on Twitch as well because it's so cool. Chat, look, we're gonna go put a 3-minute poll in the chat, and I'm gonna go other put in chat. Chat, there is a 3 to 5 minute poll inside the chat. I want to see what you guys want to see today. What do you guys want to play first? Because we're going to be playing Minecraft anyway. So you guys may as well get a little bit of a choice of what we do secondary, which is going to be the first game. So look at the poll. See what you want to do as a vote. And if you have majority, I do believe. So you said you can't stray away from schedule. I did say, to be fair, I did say in schedule that this is the scheduled, and I did say this is likely the only planner I will use, likely. And then in a little asterisk, I do say some plans may change. I did do it. I did say to you guys, we might change game. Some plans may sometimes change. It's a look, you guys. I'm guessing, bless you. Are you the one that said Bastion's ult is so terrible compared to Overwatch 1? Yeah, no. I'm with you. Look, I can't dispute that one. I know. It's poo. You have to deal with that. Balls. Rock Simulator, is that what? Okay, what I'll do is I will do a Rock Simulator reaction video today, but you guys have got to promise not to leave. I'll record, you know what, in fact, Dommy, I'll record a video of me reacting to Rock Simulator. 15 minutes of me just reacting to Rock Simulator. Oh god, Overwatch. Wait, is that what's winning? I'm not allowed to vote. I'm the owner. Chat. Okay, there's still 3 minutes left on it, so Minecraft can still win. But we're still playing Minecraft no matter what. I would like to put you all to shame with this one. What ranking you, Sin? You've never seen any video of me playing, have you? This is not a fake smile. This is actually me going,
oh boy. He doesn't even know.
That's my rank. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Chat, you can't judge me on that one. If you'll vote to choose game, then I'll make a horror game play with you. No, but that's the thing. It's like you guys will then choose the game instead. Not you will choose the game, bless you. Also, it's 2-2-4. If anything, you guys should have all backed up on one other game instead of Overwatch. But you guys have got like a minute 30, minute 45 left. I'm not going to vote because it's what you guys want to see. I'll play any of those categories on there at all. I don't mind. But if we all vote a game and then you can... No, funny thing, I was actually going to be a ball main. There's nothing that you can ever say to me in the world that'll make... To be fair, if I ever go jestingly tank, I always go ball and I always absolutely dominate. And it's so funny because I just play Jester. Balls? It's funny because Dommy, I read that as if, because normally, so chat, for those who don't know, Dommy will join a random VC and he'll go balls and then he'll leave. He's done that for like the 4 years I've known him. However, I read it that time as balls. Gotta vote Minecraft to do a revote. If we get 4v4, if you guys can tie the vote, it has to go to a tie-off. And it's 4-2 and you've got like 20 seconds left, if that. So yeah, if you guys get a tie, then we'll do a revote and see what you guys do. At that point, it's just danger. I read it like balls. Dommy, for you, I'm going to do a 15-minute reaction video off stream. I'll do a 15-minute reaction video to Rock Simulator. And I'm going to make sure that everybody reminds me to do that and pings me to do it whilst I'm, like, when I end stream. I'll make sure they do it. And it'll just be me doing this. That's what it'll be for like 15 minutes of... That's all the video. It'll be just that. There's no intro, no outro. It's just going to be that. I might even do it. Do I do it for an hour? I don't have an hour to spare after stream. Otherwise, I'd dead ass just do it for an hour. But I guarantee you the retention on that video for an hour would just be astronomical. I guess I'll do that. I'll do that for you, Dommy. Just as like a little... And they'll force me to do it. Power Wash Simulator. I do want to do Power Wash Simulator. In fact, I need to add that to my list of games to do with Syndicate. So let me go to Sins Notes. And let's go here. And let's go to game for Syndicate. Power Washer Sim. Thank you for reminding me. Chat, by the way, don't forget, if there are games that you want to see getting done by the Syndicate, let me know. Put it inside the Discord server underneath the suggestions. And if you want to see the Syndicate playing a game, I'll play the game if it's good enough and it makes good content. It's kind of obvious what the least favorite heroes are. Yeah, I know. I mean, no. You know what? Let's do it. Let me do... I know where to take this. Ready, chat? Because you guys said Overwatch. Watch. Let's do... Look at the title, chat. You know what time it is? It's clobbering time. It's not. Chat. Can I zoom out just one more? Yes, there we go. You see that, chat? Chat, welcome in. This is Overwatch tier list, up to date. All of the heroes up to Venture. This is a 2024 tier list where we can't judge gender, not even on skill. It doesn't even matter anymore. You know what? This could be, Hamster can be number one. You know why? Gender neutral, the mechanical, they have a spirit and they try the best. Who knows what the result's going to be, but we're going to do it. That's what it is. Your tier list is bad. You don't even have anyone on it. Noob, that's so true. We don't have anybody on it yet. So chat, welcome to today's video where we're going to be doing this shit. We're going to be playing a tier list. A tier list, playing it, not even that. We're just making a tier list at this point, and it's going to be freaking fun. Okay, welcome. So chat, we're going to do it together. Now, you guys talk a mean game, but where do we start though? I'm going to make myself a coffee. You need a coffee for this one. You do. I think you know what? I'll have a freaking coffee. I'm doing it. Zen's S tier? Absolute no. So listen, let's start off. Can I do live voting polls? What? Where did you take me? No. No, I'm not doing that. No. Right, chat. It's too late for you for having a coffee? It's not too late for me. And that's why I'm having a coffee. So, chat. Wait, what if I do... Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's the way it faces. It's 10 p.m. for you. Yeah, so listen, chat. This is what I'm going to say. Straight away, May, D tier. You could say if I'm right or wrong. I'm just... Nuh-uh. May. I can't take... The thing is, I can't take it back. I can't. I hate. No. This is not... You cannot... You know what? I would convince anybody else. May is D tier. I'm sorry. I can't do it. May has to be... Do you know I can justify it as well? Why are the walls? At least B? At least B. No. No. I can explain. May walls? No. A good May placement is a good May placement, right? I will say this. A great May ult is an incredible May ult. But guess what? Locks them all in place. You know who else has a good ult that locks people in place? Zarya. Zarya's ult pulls you in, keeps them in place. That's great. But May freezes them for 3 seconds. That's not really that good. What can she do? Oh, she slows you down. That's also great. But it's the May wall. It's the May wall that really just pisses me off, bro. Every time you play, I get it if you're comparing ranked to unranked, but fam, I come across too many troll Mays. It's just... I come across too many Mays that just build walls and lock you in. You thinking like a bronze player? No. Don't say this to me, right? Okay, you know what? I'll take it off the list and let's do this again, right? Where do we think May should go? Because personally, I can't get past the troll May. I think mechanically she's great. I think played well, she's amazing. But I think we are outweighed by shitty May players, which just gives a really bad stigma. I would agree to put in a C, but I would not put it in a B or an A, right? Mr. Ball is S tier. Ball. Hammy can be nuts though, that's the thing. Ball's definitely S. We can go over that when we get there. I feel like this tier is gonna cook a lot. This tier list is gonna cook a lot, and this is the thing. Droid, take note. My marker's not working, by the way, so you might want to go and make a marker yourself, or at least note the timestamp when we do this, because this is a full video in itself, and it gets to just be unedited. We can do that. So chat, okay, we've done May, and I'm okay with doing May. I believe Bastion is E tier. Okay, listen, let's go at them one at a time. Wait till I get them up, and then we'll do it. Next on the list. You know what? Let's do Venture. Chat, where do we want to put Venture? As a new character, where do you think Venture should be? I got to play Venture, and in fact, I actually had the chance to play him before he was playable with a lot of other people. I got to play him in the test. Bless you, you're never going to know who this is. I promise you. This is Venture, the new DPS. So I got to play Venture before a lot of people got to play him. Even so Droid also has the chance to see the footage that I put out, but I never released the footage that I got. I got to play the first game ever that Venture was released. I also got the first win, and everybody was like, yo, dub Venture. It was kind of good footage, but I couldn't release it on the Sim Plays channel because not a lot of people liked it. However, Venture as a playable character, he has good knockback. Best views, Faco. And you know what, bless you, I'll let you take care of that one. Kick them out. Do it. Why not? Before I accidentally ban somebody else. But Faco, it's okay. Or I'll just do it then instead. I'll do it myself then. That was too slow. I got it. Venture, as a player, I'll agree to B. He was of what one concept. Okay, fair. But I agree with him being B. He can go underground and he can... Reinhardt charges over him. I think the better balance would be that if Reinhardt was to charge, it can pull him out of the ground. Like, it's still like dazing him. I'm still for that. But Reinhardt just goes straight over him. That's the only fix I can think. He's not strong. He's not a strong... He's just not... Your stream is like 2 minutes behind for you. Refresh. Okay, if the buffer rate is slow, by the way, just refresh. It'll bring you back up to date. I have 0 latency. I can see things live. Like, second for second. So just refresh the stream if that ever happens for you. I want to put him on B tier. I think B tier is a little bit fair. But next... Hanzo. Chat, where do we rank? Droid, where do we rank Hanzo? I will put him in D. And I will argue. I think as a character, he has good potential. However, they never nerf him. They just buff him. Or the idea of a nerf with Hanzo is, oh, it's okay. Hanzo is E. Honestly, yes. He doesn't, like, D as in disrespectful. His hitboxes don't exist. He can hit... He lost his one-shot potential. Not even... No, there's no argument. He is not in C tier. He's a D tier. He can't one-hit. His auto-aim and his literal aimbot where you can aim here and still classes it as a headshot, right? They don't have hit boxes anymore. They have hit cubes. So for that reason, that's why I have to say, will you stop being... What? Why are you being so loud, police? He's a sniper and can't afford one shot. Exactly. It's like, he's not a C tier. I know, but I get what you're saying. No, he is considered a sniper, right? So he's a sniper who can't one-shot. Like Widow. Listen, where are you, Widow? Where are you? Where's Widow? There you are. How can I miss this queen? A tier. A Widow is a Widow, right? We all love a good Widow. Widow is terrifying. The only thing why... There's a reason why I won't put in S tier, though. Good job. We can see where everybody is. Oh, great. Oh, yay. Thank you. I know where every player is at all times anyway. It's called having spatial awareness. Like when Adam and I play and we're playing like a really good like rank game or something, or if the game is really sweaty, fam, it's fine. I know where every player is because I can hear them. My freaking volume's on 100. I don't need to go, I know where you are. I've got a friend who's a Widow main. They're pretty good. Listen, a semi-good Widow is dangerous, right? So if a semi-good Widow is dangerous, what's a very good Widow? It's just, I just think that they need to rework her ult a little bit. Then she... Also, chat. We all know our favorite part of Widow. Do not deny it. It's a sniper rifle. You're nasty. Get out of here. I will put it in A. Next up, Genji. 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 Is Genji though, right? Genji's better than Hanzo. It's just... No, I can't put him in C. I have to put him in A. He is nuts. The only reason why I rank him so low is because he has no dodge ability. I have to take my glasses off for that one because it's just... Genji is great, right? He's S tier. He countered Bastion. So here's why I will put him in A. He can only deflect bullets, right? take Moira for prime example, as I main Moira. He can't deflect Moira, and he can't dodge Moira. The second Moira enters the same area as him, he's dead. He can't counter her at all. And I'm all for that. You know why? It's funny and it's fun. Oh, look, I'm aiming at you. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm aiming at you, but further away. Oh. It doesn't matter. Moira just 100% counters him. Anybody that has something that isn't bullets. I need more bullets. If you have anything that isn't a bullet weapon, easy beat. Easy defeat. It's not going to go anywhere. So, he's an A tier for that one, for me at least. Tracer, though, I will say B. I'll still say B. I have to. Oh, wait, wrong tab. Sorry. Oh, no, go back. No, move. You saw nothing. So, Tracer, I'll say B. She's still good. Her ult is still good. But I've not seen any, like, mechanically good improvements on her for, like, 2-3 seasons. I don't... I've seen more good ults than I've seen bad ults on Tracer. That's why I'm like, okay, she can retreat, she's good, she's got good bullets. A very good Tracer is a very annoying Tracer. Like, my ideal, like, the Horseman team for me would have to be, like, Hammy or... No, Orissa's kind of easy counterable by Moira. But Hammy, then you've got... who would be the worst team to go against? I'd have to say, oh, this is... Okay, no, why am I even trying to think of it? The worst teams to go against, I'd say, is a very good teammates, by the way. We're saying if these are all good players, we are saying it's a Hammy. We're saying it's a Sombra, a Tracer. I want to say Mercy and Moira, because that's a naughty combination. But I'm also thinking Mercy, Kiriko. No, Mercy Ana. No, Mercy Moira. Mercy Moira. I call it's a Horseman team, is what I'd say. Roadhog, Mei, Reaper, Moira, and Kiriko. See, I guess everybody has their own, I guess. But if you call it a dive team, but like I call it a Horseman team, because like the 5 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So like my Horseman team is, it might not even be Hammy though. Like Ramattra, I play Ramattra, Maui as well. Then we've got Beta himself, Orisa, Hammy, Roadhog. Let's move you to the side. That where's Ryan? Okay? There's Mr. Sigma himself. Junker Queen. Where's Ryan? Where's Ryan? There he is. Reinhardt. We're all gonna have a good debate about when it comes down to Reinhardt. I'll move I'm gonna move all the support on the bottom row and all the DPS up one. I feel like then we can go through them properly. Zen, a good tank is up here, then Azari is up here as well. I think that's all of them. Oh, there's D.Va. How can I forget D.Va? And then Mercy can go down here as well. And then I think that, yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, no, that's in order. Junkrat is nasty TPSO. Nah. I can't. Roadhog hooking the poor soul and Mei blocking them off. Oh, bro. Imagine. Okay, I can see that happening. And I'm all for that one still. However, so look. The debate of the century. Reinhardt. I have to. I have to say that Ryan is S tier. But I also think that Reinhardt has been absolutely by Overwatch and the developers. But Reinhardt is the only hero that everybody begs to get a buff for because Reinhardt is an unstoppable tank, right? He is the tank of Overwatch, and he gets neglected so hard by the developers by, oh, we need to counter Reinhardt. It's like, you do not need to counter Reinhardt. He needs the most love right now out of anybody. He gets such a cookage from the developers that the community just beg for a buff that it's like they're teasing you for no reason. You go against a good Reinhardt, it's game over. He will keep you in your spawn because that's what Adam and I do. Adam and I play a game We'd like to go on and we like go, okay, let's play keep them in the spawn. And then we do. We keep them in the spawn. They can't get out and that's it. They are trapped. They just give up. There's no point in doing it. If I'm on DPS, I will go Junkrat. Because Junkrat Reinhardt combo, naughty. If I go on support, I will go Moira. And it's going to be Moira Ryan. Or he will then go Roadhog if he needs to like heal himself more because I need to focus more on DPS. There's a lot of different ways to take it, but Reinhardt needs to stay in S tier. And I am so sorry for those who disagree with you. Reinhardt, you have my soul, bro. You have it. I'm sorry. However, Orisa... right now... I'm just... I can't bring myself to do that. I think that's being illegal. I think I might get arrested, right? I think we might just get arrested if I do that, and I don't want to do that. No one likes horse? What? Nobody likes horse. No, I can't bring myself to do it. Maywall Zar ult in the corner. May ult to keep them in place. Junkrat ult to kill Zim. That's a huge reliance on a full team combo though. You're saying a May wall, a Zarya ult, and then a Junkrat ult. That synergy doesn't need to be three players. It can just be a Zarya ult followed by a Junkrat ult. Or even then, the same thing, the same concept when Adam plays Zarya. Zarya ult, Moira ult, they're all dead. You know? Could be a cool clip. Yeah, you'd have to be farming the clips a lot, but you'll get, I guess, you'll get close. Go, do it. Go for it. Try it. Be a good clip. Next we have Roadhog. I'm torn between B and A. I want to put A. Great healing. His hooks are impeccable if you get a good Roadhog. His ult is hella annoying. I can escape them, obviously. I'm happy with A. He did get nerfed. Well, no, he didn't get nerfed. Everybody else got buffed around him. So I guess he didn't get nerfed. He just got countered a little bit. They gave passive healing. They gave everybody passive heal. Everybody in the game now has passive healing, so supports really don't need to support as much, I guess. Just chilling with my Huskies and Dalmatian. That's kind of cool though, Alex. What do they say? Are they agreeing with the tier list so far? Winston. His ult is good. His shield doesn't really hold up too long. His movement is kind of good. I mean, I guess we could B tier him. I can't put him in A. He ain't worth the A. I have to put him in B. He has to stick with B and I'm sticking him in B. A tier. I hate it. I hate that I do it. I hate it. But he's A tier. He is an A tier. I might even have to say he's S tier. Right now, he's uncounterable. He heals more than he loses. Thank you, Ty. They sleeping? That's cute as frick, dude. Alex, I want to see pictures of these dogs. I hope you know, in the share pictures tab. I want to see those dogs. Now, I have to put him in S tier. His weapons. If you do it right, is this how good they are? How much you like them? How good they are? I have to say. Or like not even how good they are, but like how are they performing as a character in the current season? Because to me, I feel like Maui is just too powerful, right? He passively heals. He heals on critical damage. He has a weapon that just deals critical damage if players are burning. So he's constantly overhealing. He's constantly healing. He has shield. He has his ult is a shield. Let's switch Kiki. So, you know, he's got all the health. You Ana boost that guy, that mother not die. He's there for the long run. He's there until D-Day. Ramattra, I haven't seen much good Ramattra, but I would put him S, but I have to put him A, I guess. Color coordination and all that, you know. That looks kind of nice like that. There is little purple. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Now, I will say Ramattra is a good Ramattra, is a nuts Ramattra. I will not say that for a lot of them, though. Like, everybody, if you see a good Lucio, oh my god, a Boop. Like Frogger? Frogger makes me want to put Lucio up here. But then I see the general public and I'm like, no, I'll put him in C tier. Lucio is not a good support anymore. Fight me on it. He's good for getting people off the point, which is all you need, I guess. Other than booping people off the map. What's he got? I don't see any extra points. He's great for his own mobility. Lucio boop team kills also. Yeah, I know. Which is why, like, that's the only way I'll play Lucio. I play Lucio to play Lucio boop. I will not play for any other reason, and that's why I have to put him in C. I would even argue D, but I'd have to put him in C. Now, Doomfist, I am sorry. Let's put him back down here. I didn't explain properly, but like Doomfist. The D in Doomfist stands for D tier, okay? That's what this is. Doomfist needs to belong in... I'm sorry, it just has to. He is counted by most DP... He could be... You know what? Doom could be he could be a DPS. That's where I stand by it. Doomfist could be a DPS. And he'd be fine. He is counted by most DPS straight away without hesitation. Yeah, a lot of people have said this to me, though. He is a lot better in Overwatch 1. I know, but look, make him a DPS. At this rate, nobody chooses him. Unless you're in, like, a ranked game and you've got an actual ranked Doomfist. I tried learning how to play Doomfist properly, and if I stuck to it, I would probably play him as a tank because there's not that many people that rep him. So a lot of people don't really counter him because they don't prepare to counter him. He's just very easily counterable in general. People say Venture is like Overwatch 1 Doomfist. Venture right now is good. Current Doomfist, though, is terrible. If that was the case, I'd put him here, but I'm going to continue to stick him in D. Ramattra, I will stick in A. Portable shield. He can fire. High fire rate. His ult is continuous as long as you're draining somebody else. Again, really good. And his fists blow takes 3 and most DPS are already dead. Sometimes 2 if they've been hit once by something else in the crossfire. I like to go Ramattra myself. But, oh my god, if I go against one, I'm like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. If I see people going like Roadhog, Maui, or Reinhardt, I'm like, okay, they just play Overwatch. I see a Ramattra main, I'm like, okay, this guy really does this guy you know? Doom's the tank of the... He is. That's the thing. Doomfist really is just... He is what he is. He's a failure. His parents must really be proud of him. Mercy. S. Let's go Mercy straight away. S. I've got to. Mercy's... So what tank, DPS, and supports do you fear the most? Fear the most is different. If we're talking high-level skill synergy, my most feared team out of the tanks, it would be... If we're talking like these guys are like, I'm going against a T500 team and I have to really focus. My worst nightmare would probably be Ramattra. It'll be Ramattra. Okay, I know. It's going to be Ramattra, Widow, Sombra, Ana, and Alari. Yeah. I think that might be my worst nightmare might be a Ramatra, Widow, Sombra, Ana, Alari. Face the Sunrise, plus a nano boosted. Even then, you could say Sigma, right? Sigma, his ult isn't bad, right? His ult doesn't do bad, especially if you've got an Alari that does her ult, followed by Sigma's ult. What is that melody? Whew. After you've team wiped. You've team wiped everybody, and the entire team explodes in front of you. But I will argue that he's B tier. No, I might say he's A. B. Chat, what are you thinking? I need your help with this one. What do we think? Sigma? Sigma nuts? Sigma teeth into your nuts? I'm saying we could go... I might stick with B list. D.Va, Genji, Sojin, Zen. Really? D.Va, okay, I see why you're saying this, because you're a Bastion main. It's really only the Genji and I guess the D.Va. Sojin, not so much. Sojin, you can blitz. Zen, you can also blitz, but you're trying to get away from Zen rather than just blitzing them. You should just heavy target them. Zen's movement isn't that big as well, so if you can predict where Zen's going to move to and fire grenade him and then fire twice, he's dead immediately. Bastion's one of my DPS mains. I either go Bastion, I go Bastion, Junkrat, or I go Sojin Soldier. So if I'm going Bastion, I know who to target properly. I know which game's going to be which game. What? Sorry, there's a car outside my apartment, and I blame me for the reason why they beeped the horn, even though I know it's not true. Nice. Now chats. Let's move on to Junker Queen. Can we agree C tier? Can we agree C tier for Junker Queen? Because I will say, who would have known? You know what? Ty, you're right. Who would have known? Mr. Bastion Overwatch. I thought you were a Mercy main, bro. Junker Queen, she's good. But, you know, if you have an Ana, then there's not much different. She can stop you from healing. Ana, by the way, no. I would have to go this straight away as well. Here, it has to be this. Has to be A tier for Ana. You go against Ana, stops healing. But then you've also got the major counter to any Ana is a Kiriko. And Kiriko, I will say S. Overwatch 1 Ryan, Overwatch 1 Junkrat, Overwatch 2 Genji, Overwatch 1 Mercy, Overwatch 2 Ana. Terrifying combat. That's why they're not in the same game. I may as well say that the Incredible Hulk may as well be on that team. You know? Overwatch 1 Ryan, I never got to witness, but I know that he was good. Because everyone's like, this is why we need to give Reinhardt love. I always respond when I'm asked to is who I main and respond with Mercy. See? Oh, wait, who do you main? Mercy. Who else would I main? Duh. But I have to say Kiriko's S tier. I'm okay with S tier. The amazing bulk. Obviously, that's me. To be fair, I've still got my dinner here. But I'm trying to meal prep and eat better. So, like, I've got broccoli, sweet potatoes, chicken, spinach. Because I'm trying to, it's summer, baby. I want to make sure I'm looking good, especially while I'm traveling this year. Turn up music up just a tiny bit for you. But, Kiriko, chat, are we all good with Kiriko on S tier? I agree with S tier. I'm moving on. Hamster, though. And this is where I'm going to lose Droid. I moved this over to this screen as well. I'm going to annoy Droid, and I'm going to say Ball. Ball's D tier. Hammy's an S tier. I can't agree with you, bless you. Hammy's a D tier. Has to be. Name one good movement that Hammy can do right now. This season. I'm sorry. Especially this season. simply for the memes. The memes don't even comply. He's a D tier. Nobody goes hammy anymore. Synergy just ain't there. The team compositions don't match up for him anymore. And his ult... Listen, if you have anything that fires right now, especially like Moira can get rid of his entire one, Reinhardt can just shield and walk through. He has no ult capability. There's no... His ult doesn't work. It does not go against anyone. He's a D tier. I'm sorry. Zarya... S tier. Then Zarya is B, C tier. Why? No, because her... No. You can't say Zarya is B or C tier when you say that Hammy's that. No. Her ultimate can lock an entire team into one place. I'll put it into A, but I will not put it into B or C. She's not an S tier, but I will put it in A. I think A is a lot better suited for her. That was actually a yawn. I'll put it into an A. But her ultimate locks you down. You can't move. You just gotta hope that the support can heal you more than you need to. The ominous Reaper, right? I feel like this chat is gonna catch on fire with the debates. Honestly, I can't see how anybody could argue Hammy being against a D tier. And here, her shields got nerfed, but they didn't put it into the patch notes. I mean, that's not a character thing though. That's a dev flaw. That's the dev team being stupid, and that's fine, because guess what? The Overwatch devs are stupid. And I said it once before, I'll say it again. I've called them out before. I'll call them out 17 times. I've also had conversations with some of their devs, and I swear, I've been talking to pig shit. That makes more sense of better than most of what their comments make. It is incredible how naive some of them are sometimes, because they think that they know what they're talking about when it comes to like building a community. They're like, oh, we know what the community wants. Let's get a gender fluid character in here that knows how to dig holes. Nobody asked for it. You're just doing it to get LGBT points. The character didn't need to be anything. The character didn't need to be in the game. Why? You're just trying to get LGBT points. Lager, Greg's, beans, and toast. Overwatch. Diva. Chat, the big one. I would put an S.
Drink water. Become moist.
Drink water. Is that your main? No. It's Bonnie's main now. A double hydrate. Okay. Diva. Here's the point with Diva. I will put Diva straight up into S tier. Diva's nerfed this ult. Unstoppable. Okay? Absolutely unstoppable. Sin, do you have the Moira mythic from this season? Wait, is it the 2 eyes or is it a different one? I don't think so. I don't really need to buy any more skins or like earn any more skins with Moira because I know what my skin is of choice. I've got skins for all my mains and I just don't need to buy them anymore because I'm like, I know what skin I'm going to use for the rest of my time. It's the Sin vibe, especially with like... Moira... Which one is it? Which one? This is the skin I use. I just don't stray away from it. That is it's the Lilith skin. And I just, oof. Mommy's skin. Diablo one's good. I've got the Diablo one as well. I just don't use them. Is it this the mythic one? Is this the one that you're on about? Ancient? Some of them are good though. Back onto you though. Yeah. I think I've got it on my alt. Important time chat. Bastion. Oh, the Diablo one is Lilith? I thought it was the red one. The red fire one. I have to say, Bastion is B or A, right? And I will argue B and A because of his ult pulling him down. And his mobility. He is so slow, right? His rate of fire, his turret form, great. That's why he's in B. His turret form is great. His grenade is great, especially if you're using it on yourself to platform yourself against someone for advantage. Great. But his ult pulls him down. And his mobility pulls him down. Straight on to the next one. Don't even need to debate it. Cassidy, chat. Again, I think we need to go back into B tier. Great way to dodge. Great way to... His rate of fire is too slow. Granted, he has a revolver. His evasion, great. Speed's okay. Rate of fire's okay. But fam, fix his aim. Fix. I don't want to be shooting the actual name tag and still getting a headshot. I've missed the shot. Give me the miss. It's not playing a game at that point. It's just fire in the same general direction. You've got it. At least Moira, her goal is to fire in the same general direction. But Cassidy, his bullet hit here. And it still hits. You can go in the practice range and check this. His hit areas for players are insane. And it makes me sad. Junkrat. I'd say A or S. I'd have to go S or A. I have to. I personally would put him more up into S, and I've got reason. Bastion's ult can wipe a team. Fully. On his own. He can fully team wipe. His grenade, if hits, can knock down half of a DPS's health. It can knock down 2/3 of a support character's. It can knock down a quarter, if not just shy of a quarter of a health of a tank, typically. His mobility is insane. He can combo his C4 plus his grenade launcher. It's a 2-hit kill. He can get behind players super easy. Bastion ult can team wipe. No. Bastion ult can team wipe if it hits every single shot. Oh, Bastion. Wait. Oh, did I say Bastion's ult? Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean Junkrat. Bastion's ult will team wipe if you hit every single one at the same time. And good luck. They'll just run away. But yes, I did mean Junkrat. Sorry. Junkrat's ult can team wipe straight away. His mobility is insane. His grenade launcher, insane. There's nothing that you can say about Junkrat that is like, oh, he's a very, very good Junkrat. Me. A very good Junkrat is an untouchable Junkrat. If I go DPS and I go Junkrat, that's it. It's game. So I will keep him in S tier, and I am so sorry for that if you disagree with me. Next, Pharah. C tier. Since her nerf, Pharah has had a difficulty with surviving. Pharah can no longer stay in the sky. Why haven't I ever seen you play Junkrat? I don't think you've seen much of me playing, to be fair, though, Ty. I don't really play Overwatch in the server or on stream anymore. But if I do go on, I do play a lot of Junkrat if I DPS. I sometimes, if I need to do pinpoint accuracy and I need to be accurate with my shots, I do go Soldier, just because I'm good, my accuracy is good. But I like to wind down and just play Moira, where I don't need to aim as much. Did you ever see the Bastion glitch that allowed Bastion to use his... I did not know about that glitch, and I wish I saw that. That would have been a kind of funny glitch to watch. But chat, are we all good with Pharah being C tier? Since the nerf, she can no longer fly indefinitely. She has to touch the floor to refuel. And that was kind of her whole shtick, is that she can stay in the sky and you can't shoot her out the sky. And, well, now you can, because now she's got to hit the floor. Like, Pharmacy has been forever nerfed because of that. So for that, Pharah is good in general, her push nades do not work that well with sending you off the map. There's better players to, there's better characters to go against. Her ult is kind of nutty, but fam, it just takes one. Woo. Look at that. I'm no longer being hit at all. Her ult's a bit mid. It made Bastion's ult actually scary. It was just nuclear Bastion. I mean, see, that would be good though. They need a way to make Bastion nuclear. I'm gonna play the card. Reaper is D tier. Not even because I hate the guy. I think Reaper... Sicarius, I'm sorry I've just had to do that, bro. You come in as I say this. I have to play the card. Reaper is D tier these days. And I feel bad for saying it as you come in here. He's D tier. He has to be. I joined literally 5 seconds before. Bro, I'm so sorry. Well, he is D tier. He's not getting any buffs. He's ultra counterable. Players don't even enjoy going against him anymore. Players don't even enjoy going him anymore at random. I might bump him to see if somebody can give me a reason to. My second is Soldier, so I'm hoping he is better. Oh, Soldier. Wait, listen, wait for him, okay? Wait for Soldiers. But I have to say, no chat, I have to stick with my gut and say Reaper is D tier. However, that will bring me, I'll do Soldier next. A or S. He has to be S or A. It still gets to full. I mean, that's saying that they're there, right? That is saying that Reaper's ult is positioned well. But Reapers are extremely predictable. And that's the main problem. A Reaper now, you know exactly when his ult is charged. You know exactly where he's going to be. When he's going to be. You see 3 players together, you just run the other way. Because you know that Reaper's going to show up next to you and go, die, die, die. He's straight up just going to pop up and go,
Die, die, die.
and then realize that everybody just scattered because we preemptively just went, it's a Reaper. We know what he's going to do. You just scatter the players. Soldier, I will say, is an A tier though. I will stick on this one, and I think it's either going to be A or it's going to be S tier. Soldier has healing maneuvers that can heal the entire team if they stand on his pod. He has decent aiming and accuracy. His shots hit the correct boxes. They don't shoot a shoulder. They will actually start to hit the player correctly where they're aiming. I like it. Good magazine size, good damage. He can sprint as well. Sure, but that means Reaper needs to be sneaky enough to surprise him with the ult. A good Reaper is a good Reaper. But then again, I will say the same argument I made earlier. A good anything is a good anything, right? That's the whole premise. It's like, if you're a good character, are you a good character or a good player, right? Can you play the character well? Or are they just good at the game? Like, I go Moira, I'm top 500. Put me on Pharah, I am awful. Because I don't play Pharah. I don't play the way that she plays. But the general consensus of Reaper being Reaper, everybody knows what he's going to do. So we all just go, oh, we're in a group of 3. Move away. Why are we moving away? Because Reaper's about to pop his ult. We all move away, and then he pops his ult. You're like, told you. But I will say, Soldier's the best healer. Soldier is one of the fastest healers. He has really good rate of fire, good magazine size, good damage. His cluster bomb can one-shot a tracer. So if you catch a tracer mid-teleport, like, shoo, you catch that tracer with your cluster, it's just the best feeling in the world. And then he has literal aimbot. Because of that, S tier. We have to put Soldier in S tier. I'm sorry. It's only there. He has aimbot, healing, decent mags, grenade launcher. He is the Modern Warfare 2 of Overwatch characters. Junker Queen is very fun, but if you fail to combo their abilities and you just fall over. Yes, and that's why I have also put Orisa down here. Orisa or just Horse Lady. You can just play the entire game just comboing off your abilities, and the cooldowns all correlate with each other. So you're not good at the game, you're just good at pressing buttons. Then again, isn't that just every character on this so far? Damn. Next, I'm going to jump the gun and go Sombra. I hate her. We all everybody hates her, and the thing is, the most common thing you'll get. You're going to see this a lot in quick play. Is people are going to go, Sombra in quick play is gay. Sombra in quick play, fat. You know, it's exactly. Sombra makes you stop wanting to play, but it's just because they can see 9 because they can't. You can't see them. I'm gonna bump them down. Okay, I'll bump them down and I'll explain why. So Sombra's ult stops everybody from doing everything, so it bumps it up. Her guns strong. The way that she can hack you, strong. Her mobility, insane. Her stealth, 100, Skyrim level. The reason why she drops from S down to A is because nobody wants to play games after they play against Sombra. Not because Sombra's good, but they make the game unenjoyable, right? I always get those Sombras who just wait for me to poke my head with a turret and stab you. Yeah, exactly. They just go, bah, poor, and then you're dead. It's like, that's why I will drop it down to A. She's an A. She would be an S if there was more enjoyability playing her or playing against her, but there's not. She just makes everybody hate the world and hate life. I hate how Bastion's crit box is when you go back into its sword form. It's what you mean just hit him anywhere and it's crit? He's weaker. Yeah, I know. Next, Echo. I will say B. And I can elaborate more. I will say Echo is a B. The firing is awful. Her grenades, her little plasma nades that she fires out, they're also kind of awful. It's pretty disgusting when you land all of it. Yes, but so here's my logic. Anybody that can teleport can just disarm them. Moira, when she phases out, she turns them off. Like they just go, they don't explode. They just go, oh, they're now invisible, and then they stop. And it's not a bug, it's a feature in there. So there's a lot of characters who can phase out, such as like even like I don't think Sombra, but let's see who else can do it. I think it might just be because of like me being on Moira and I can disarm and I can very heavily counter Echo. You can fly around the map all you want, but guess what? I can do this. What are you gonna do? Oh, you moved away. I'm just gonna do this from further away. You're dead. You know? That's all you need to do. But if she lands them on someone like Genji or something, Genji, straight away deflected against it. Bastion, she's dead. Let's just say Mercy. Mercy might be a little bit but you know, we're all for it. We're all for like absolutely destroying Mercy. We're all for it. Sojin. I don't know. Mobility. Oh, she's B or A. She's a B or an A. I might put her in A. Chat, what do we think? Oh, it might be an A. I have to put her in A. Disperse with her grenade. With a little glade. So she's annoying, but she's good. When she came out, I mastered her straight away. Because I was like, she's going to be too powerful. We need somebody to play Sojin. So she came out. I was like, I need to nail this character. Whoa. I need to nail her. So I did. Her slide, her jump, her boost. Her boost, insane. Her slide and mobility, insane again. Her charge plasma rifle, also top, right? I can't find a fault. The only thing is she can't heal. But now every character can passively heal anyway. I just think her ult as well, you still need to wait for the charge to go. If it was constant at 100, you could just go bam, 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 instead of it going whoop, bam, whoop, bam, whoop, bam. It might be a little bit better, but I'm going to keep her at A, I think. And I'm going to move her down to being in purples, because purple gang. I'm going to move you guys down to being in the blue gang as well. Blue gang! And then greens can go over here, because I'm ADHD is fricted. You're green. You're going here. Yeah, your colors look nice. Yeah, those colors look nice. And there's the greens as well. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool in colors. I'm so autistic. Next. Nah. Symmetra Bean and D. No. B. Symmetra Bean and B. I'll bite on it. Because Symmetra Bean and B, hear me out. Those little cameras do my absolute nothing. She's the reason why I get ADHD. Or ADHD. She's the reason why I get anxiety. Is because I just go, I teleport to Moira and go, I'm dead. Or if Reinhardt charges, I'm dead. Or anybody walks into a room through some kind of like lunge, they're dead because they can't get out. You've got to get rid of it straight away or you're dead. And guess what? I'm already dead anyway. May as well throw my heal ball on the floor and accept destiny. Charge my own ult a little bit. Tolbian. I have to D-tier him. I have to. There's just... I have to D-tier him. His turret is so easily counterable. His shots don't really do much. I'd rather play Mei than go against... in fact, you know what I can say? I've never actually went, I want to play Torbjorn before. His Molten Core. Nah. Everybody can just jump up. Everyone can avoid him. Everyone can just go, boom, gone. Fam, done. Illari. S. I'll put Illari in an S tier. Illari has her healing pylon. Amazing. Her mobility for the healing pylon anywhere she wants. Face the sunrise. Incredible ult, right? Her shot as well acts like a DPS. She is the DPS support next to Moira. Which brings me straight up to, I'm going to do it. Moira is S tier. I'm sorry. Your skin Torb is amazing though. Yes, but we can't rank them on their skins. We can't do that. Otherwise, I'd be ranking everybody differently. In fact, no, to be fair, I would rank everybody differently. Massively. Because I have some really cool skins that I like. But in fact, Moira isn't even here. Moira is all... Moira's top. Moira is the Overwatch 2 character. Incredible DPS. You don't really need to aim to get where you're going. But the ball maneuvers... Early game, you can fire a ball from spawn and damage people in their spawn. Sending them back to their spawn, delaying them by like 5 seconds extra. To me, that's a win-win. The damage, she self-heals. I think you like Moira a bit too much. No. She is top to me. If it was a skin tier list, Bastion would be an S tier because he hardly gets any skins here. They're always good. Ah! Moira skins. Mercy has some insane skins though. Widow has some damn skins. We know that. I know what you're looking at on Widow. But no, I am biased towards Moira, but I think her maneuverability, she can get out of any situation. She can get out of any ult. She can just teleport out of any of them. She can heal anybody from long range, short range. Damage them the same way as well. You can put people back in a spawn if they want to with some of their skins. Oh, listen. The way that booty... I mean, the way that some people... Shut up, chat. Listen, no. Stop this. Stop it. No. We don't do this. I'm so sad. I want my Bastion mythic, but it'll take years until Bastion gets a mythic. Bastion mythic's next season, by the way. Alex. So don't worry about that. You've got that one in the bag. Let's take the glasses off so I can actually breathe for a second. I can see better when I can't see. So... I understand that I've got a bias towards Moira. But I'm just saying. Moira is the top of the top. Okay? All the way up there. I can't go against it. Literally breathe. Nice. I just want an Egyptian Bastion skin or a Castle Bastion skin. Oh, what? You mean like from Eichenwald? Why, chat, why do we have such a low rating of chance of getting Eichenwald? It's a rare map, I get it, but it's my favorite map. It's such a fun map to play on. Next chat, let me see. Ash. Who do we reckon? Honestly, Robert, intervene. Bob, do something. What do we think of Ash, and in correspondence to that, Robert, her ultimate. What are you thinking? Let me yawn. Better. There's literally a Sandcastle Bastion skin. No, but nobody wants a castle. He doesn't want a combination of them. Nah. I think Ashe. I'd rather go B. I'm gonna say B. Robert might push me to an A. I'm gonna say Robert's pushing me towards an A, chat. What do we think? I think Ashe's ability of her mobility kind of bad. I believe she belongs in B tier. Her ult is good, but with a high skill cap, it's hard for people to get good. So this is what I'm saying, right? I might push it to an A with Robert. If it was for any other reason, she'd be in B, right? She has a high skill gap. Her ceiling is very high. You've got to learn how to use her. But when you do learn how to use her, she's nuts. Again, I go back to the whole, are you a good player or do you know the character? Is the character good? I think she's a good character, but Robert pushes her to an A. Are we basing this off peak player or just over? Oh, I reckon. So it's based on the way that the character should be working in game. What are the metrics like? What's the maneuverability? What's the ult like? How do they perform in game in the current season that we're on, right? So like, I have to throw Reinhardt just because he's just had a massive buff. He still needs buffing massively more. Tracer, no. Tracer is the weakest of the DPS though. Maneuverability is great. Her ultimate has to land. Genji can Uno reverse that shit onto her. But I get that her maneuverability is all the way to the top, but she's so easily counterable. A peak Tracer is better than any DPS. Also no one is good enough. No one's good enough to be the peak though. That's what I mean. There is no, you don't see footage of people being like, oh, I'm the #1 Tracer. Nobody's gonna watch it because nobody really wants to know what #1 Tracer looks like. People won't even watch #1 Sombra because they get bored. Do I have a clip that just went out? No, I did not. So it's like, would you see I would be like, oh, I want to see what a top 500 Mercy looks like. That isn't really true though, is it? A ton of top players play. But what I mean specifically is people don't look for the content to play her, right? There's a gap massively between average Tracer and top average and top Tracer. There is no really good Tracer. You go on it, you'd either go be like, oh, this Tracer's shit, or you'd go, oh, this Tracer's insane. You would never go, they're fairly good. I mean, I struggled against them. You either go against an absolute crack Tracer, or you go against one that's just hero hopping. You see, like, hero hopping being like, oh, you either get an absolute unit of a Tracer, or you've got someone that's played Cassidy, Bastion, Venture, and Tracer in the same game. Because they don't know, they just want something to counter. So, that's why she's down in B. I can't justify moving it to A. Because her ult will pull it down. Her ult is designed for one person. Yeah, that is what I was asking. Peak player or overall? Oh, because overall she's... Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Because, like, her ult as well is just singular player. It damages other players. But it's designed to be like, whoa, and then go away. Next, though, I will be okay with putting Ashe up on A tier, though. It's just Robert pulls her down. She could have so much more to her. She's insane. And the fire damage, oh my lord, it does my head in. If you can hit someone on fire with Ashe and then you've got a Maui next to you, he only has to fire his left gun and you're dead because it's 100% crit rate. But other than that, I have to put it down to A tier. I'd keep her on B, but Robert puts her up to an A. Zen. Zen's a good one because Zen is kind of one of my favorite heroes because he can just f shit up, bro. He can ruin teams. He's really good if played right. Me when Bastion isn't meta / overpowered. He's had his time so much though, Alex. Allow him, okay? Knock yourself down a notch. He's still kind of peak-ish. I love him. I will still say I love playing Bastion. Next, though, Zen. I have to say... Zen. Zen. We can go back to Zen because I want to cover this one. I will die on a throne defending this. Okay, to be honest, I loved using my grenade to dive onto the enemy team. That's what I do. That's how I use Bastion. I think that's the proper way to do it, though. Also, yeah, I do the same thing. So I'll just go behind him and be like, okay, support, DPS, DPS, DPS. But I always go support, tank, because if I'm in turret form, I may as well get all the damage out in one burst. Higher damage output, save it for as fast as you can get it out. I will die on a deathbed defending this throne of honor that Brigitte is a D tier hero. I will defend this with honor and glory. I'm sorry. Her shield, counterable. The only thing... No. Okay, wait. No, I can see tier. Her shield can defend against D.Va's ult. You stand behind D.Va. You stand behind a Brigitte while D.Va ults. You'll save. It breaks the shield. Also, her ult is stupid. It's just very annoying. It's just Reinhardt on steroids, and she's a support. But I have to put her in C because she makes the game unenjoyable. And I think that's what a lot of players are looking for. Enjoyability. Do players enjoy playing against it, or do players just want to install a game after going against her because she's not that she's good, she's just an annoying character to go against. Let me fix my microphone. Wagwan. It was in my head with how loose it was getting. Nope, that's still not... Okay. For some reason this came a little bit loose lately. It's kind of annoying me. I might have to change the washers. I will die on a deathbed defending the throne of glory. When it comes down to this, chat, it is Brigitte is being a C tier. Her ult is hella annoying, but I guess it does the job. Her healing, not amazing. Her mobility, not amazing. Also, she makes the game unenjoyable. So for that, I'm sorry, have to put it down there. Hey Shadow, I'll take Omen isn't S tier. I'll take Omen isn't? Omen? Why am I being... Break fun? No. Am I even a break? Is Omen Reaper? Or am I just being a big dumb right now? Omen. Overwatch. Oh, it's Reaper. Oh. This is Overwatch? This is Overwatch. To me, in my head, I was like, oh, okay. Oh. Omen Valorant. In my head, I was like, what do you mean? Oh, yeah, Omen. I mean, it's the same person, really, innit? How are you, Alyssa? How you doing? Hi, Fizzy. Welcome back. We're actually coming up to the last 3 players. Nah, Reaper is kind of ass. He is. That's why he's in D tier. Look at him sitting down there as a little D list. I'll put, you know what? I'll put him here at the very end of the list as well. He's awful. But next, chat, let's move on to Zen. Chat, what do we think of Zen? I'm enjoying Zen a lot. I think his healing is great. I think his Discord. Oof. She makes kill. Oof. We both just had an ADHD moment. I've had 2 hours of ADHD moments and I've only been live for 1 hour 58. I never left. Oh, okay. What do you mean waiting for some actual gameplay? This is amazing gameplay, Fizz. Okay, we'll be getting to the gameplay in a minute. Don't worry. We're on the last 3. I would argue, including his ult. Oh, chat, I think... Do we make... Do we put Zenyatta? Hey, Droid, what do you reckon? I'm putting Zenyatta S tier. Overall rating of playability, enjoyment, and functionality. Alyssa. I like Reaper though. I don't know. I just think he's too predictable as a player. Again, his ceiling is very high to get right. You have to learn him. You have to get good shots to start with. His bullet drop-off is very widespread as well. I think he requires too much for too little payoff. Ranked games have started seeing less and less Reaper because people are just... He's too predictable. There's nothing new and spice to him. So like... Oh, wait. You're talking about... Okay, so you're saying on Zenyatta. I'm talking about Reaper still. That's why I keep him in D. But really... I mean, no. A lot of skill and strategy. But like... His Discord can lower the enemy's... it can increase the damage given by an enemy by like, what, 20-25%? Same with like healing a teammate. They heal massively with Zen. Just it's limited to like 100 per like 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, which is a lot of time. But his ult is why I will drop to an A, but his ult is just the reason why it exists. His ult can ignore all damage for the entire team at that point. If D.Va pops her ult, if anybody pops their ult for a team wipe, even Junkrat, the entire team stays alive. There is no team wipe available if Zen pops it. It's impossible. In fact, if Zen pops his ult, it's physically impossible to team wipe because Zen is invincible himself. So for that, because you physically cannot team wipe with Zenyatta, I have to just say he has to go at least A tier. Now, to finish the last two, Baptiste, I have to say T. C or D. I say C? For Zen or for Baptiste? I like Baptiste being in C. His damage boost, ult, is good. Of what one or two? Two. Of what's two? His ultimate is good, but it's static. If you push that whole team away and you get behind that, the ult's gone straight away. There's no point in that then. His indestructible force field, whoa, stay alive. Doesn't do anything. It can go within 3 shots of soldiers' weapons or any DPS weapon in that rate and it's just gone. Stop D.Va? Yes. Zen's ult stops D.Va. It makes you all impenetrable. It used to not unless that changed. Yeah, no, it makes you all... You're basically phased out in Magic the Gathering, basically. You are unharmable. You're untouchable. It heals really fast, not invincible. No. I mean, I guess in the code, yes, but at the same time, I've never seen it kill... I've never been killed by D.Va's ult with it out. I've always survived it. And I play either DPS or support, so I have the lowest health ranges. Unless I'm very massively mistaken. But as far as I'm aware, that's how Zen's always been. But then again, though, I always teleport, because I main Moira, so I just teleport away. I don't need to know anything about, like, oh, I'm about to be saved by Zen, phase out. And then I can't get touched. Baptiste, though, I will put him C. The only thing he's got is the 3-round gun, and he's got jump boost. That's the only thing I see him for. Then all heals 300 per second. Does Zen save from D.Va? A year ago, let's go from this, 2018. I guess I might stand corrected, chat. When it's instant damage, i.e. bomb, Hanzo, your ally will still die. Transcendence does 300 damage, heal per second. Okay. Okay. I will stand corrected on it and I'll go, okay, cool. I'll bump him down to B. Right, I didn't know that. I thought he just I thought he just made you all invincible. I didn't know it was the 300 per second. However, it's because because I main Moira, I don't need to go near him. The second that I see that there's danger involved, I'll just go, oh no, I'm gonna die. 3, 2, phase. I'm like, hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and today's video is Minecraft. You know? Now, let's say Bap staying in C. Life Weaver. Last but not least, we've got Wife Beater himself, Life Weaver. Honest Grenade can just Ruin send ult. Oh, Zen's ult? Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'll keep him on B. Functionality-wise, he's kind of flawed. He's got a lot between him. He's got a lot between his legs. I would disagree that Lifeweaver, and I can give a good couple of reasons why Lifeweaver right now is B or A, right? His weapons are good and fairly... I'm going to put him in B for now, just so I can explain. His weapons are far range and close range. He can grab you and pull you out of any situation that is dangerous. He can heal you very fast. His ultimate is really good. His pull is really good. His pull is really good. In fact, there's a couple of clips of me on YouTube and Twitch. I think it might mainly be on YouTube now. You can check them. It's far too slow. No. But hear me out. His ultimate... This is not even a glitch. This is something that they just refuse to change. So I'm considering it a feature at this point. You can place your tree on top of an ally, and they can just sit there inside that tree and get constantly healed and take no damage. If they're not fixing this, yes, you can ult. He can place the tree on top of you. You phase inside of it, and then you're just invincible with his ult. And you can still shoot out of it. You can. So, and they've refused to fix this. So at this point, after like 4 major updates, if not longer, when you place the tree on the ground, it doesn't include the inside of the tree, right? So you phase inside of the tree and you can just sit there. As long as you're in a corner and you place it, it can't push you out. Yeah. It's obviously it's a bug, but they refuse to remove it. So it's a feature at this point because they just go, it's not hurting anybody. It literally does. It literally lets you ult and use your ult at full capacity and not worry about dying until his tree disappears. So you ain't dying anytime soon. I don't think you can include that as a justification. They've not bothered acknowledging this. Even then, I would still put him B. I wouldn't put him as like A or S. I'd still keep him at B. He has his pull feature is the reason why I put him directly up at B. If you did that in competitive, you wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No. C is, look, if we're putting Lucio down in C, we are not putting Wife Beater in C. Otherwise, I'd have to put him further down into D. And May, like anyone that's in C tier, does not compare to Lifeweaver. His pull ability automatically puts him into B because he can save anybody from any situation. His pull makes, yeah, exactly. His pull makes him at least. Even then, his S tier. What do you see? This is why I can't listen to you, Alyssa. His S tier being that, no, that bullshit does not exist. I am sorry. That is not a real thing. Where'd you get that kind of ideology from? I hate Lucio. Lucio does not do anything good for his team. They are all individual players. They are just, it's a 5v4v1. That's all it is. Lucio players play for themselves. Name a time you saw. Name a time where you saw a Lucio play with the team. And if anybody goes, yeah, Frogger, he's one of the best Lucios. That's it. He's good at high levels, but terrible at low. If you have a Lucio, I go Lucio strictly to play Boop. That's all I do. I will only ever play Lucio to go Boop. So with that though, chat, is there any revisions that we should do? Because so far, I think that's a good tier list. And I've got no problem with that. And I think the general public's going to love that. I think everybody's going to love this tier list right here, right now. Reaper is SS tier. Oh, no, USSR tier, maybe. Definitely not S tier on this tier list. Ugh. But, chat, this right here, this has been an Overwatch tier list of the current season of... This is Venture's update, right? This is Venture's release. This is what Venture's came out. This is the tier list up to date with Venture in it for Overwatch 2. Let me know down below. Let me know. Comment on it. Let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Where should Reaper really be in this? Does Moira deserve to be an S tier? Let me know. It's kind of cool. It's been fun. I would just say, I did that for a clip. Cool, we got that one. But chat, no. For real, though. This is what it is. And you know what? I'm going to go back onto Just Chat so I can save this to my PC. And I will download the image. Boom. I'm going to post it into Moira. It says 80. In what world is she not an S tier? Alex, I can see your dogs, by the way. That's amazing, and I love your dogs. They're also sleepy. They're so sleepy. Look at that. They're so sleepy. Boys using the planes. Okay, let's pull everything back up onto one monitor so I can see you guys. I'm going to post that in Discord and see what people think. Share it in Discord? Yeah, I'm going to share it in Discord now. Among Us next? No. There's not enough people that want to play Among Us anymore, especially modded. I will not do vanilla Among Us. I straight up just refuse to. Do I have an Overwatch? No, wait, let me just do Tap for Goblins. What do you think? There you go. It's in share pictures. I refuse to do Among Us on this channel anymore. If it's vanilla Among Us, there's no point to do it. What's wrong with vanilla Among Us? Have you ever played modded Among Us? That's exactly what's wrong with vanilla Among Us. The community is dead now. The game is a dead genre. There's no growth in it. I haven't. Yeah, exactly. It's an amazing game to play modded. It's great to play with friends. I will always do content creator lobbies, but every time I go to host a viewer lobby, it flops because nobody wants to play modded lobby. So I've just straight up just went no. There's no point in doing it anymore. I know players that will play vanilla lobbies, and you're more than fine to do that. Have you tried Project Winter? I have, and I do love Project Winter. You should try a game called Stumble Guys one day. It sounds like Fall Guys, and I will never play that. I dislike the game. But everybody knows why I dislike Fall Guys is because I played it when it first came out and it cooked me. I did. I used to play Crab Game. I played Crab Game with all the content creators back in the day, and we had a good time playing it. It was really fun. I miss the days where, like, I used to play Crab Game with Freya, actually. Crab Game was a really fun game, though. Would I play it again? Maybe not. It's a dead game, but, you know, we do like it as well. One game that we can't, what I do like playing is this one. Public lobby is so cursed. Yeah, that's true. This is new HeroCraft server chat. Everybody shouts the N-word. See, that's why we don't do it. Whoa. Wait, Sicarius, have you not seen it yet? Wait, have you not seen it? Have you not seen the server? Whoa, okay, okay. Turns out I have. Okay, yeah. Like, I can also do this. So you guys can take pictures as well. Now watch, you guys want to see a cool little button? Look at that. That's what I really like. Now you can do this as well. You can now fully control where your player camera is. Do I have a mic so I can't join the server? No, you can still join the server. You don't have to speak. You can be a mute player. You can write down on paper and give them the notes of what you want to say to them. You just can't talk in game chat. There is no game chat. So you'd have to be like, oh, I'm mute, sorry. Yeah, there's been a lot of changes on the server lately. Public lobbies for everything sucks. Like big games like Battle Royale's fair. Your rules say I swear I read it. Oh, what, that we're mic phobic? No, good roleplay means finding ways around it. When's the full launch? Not a clue for full launch. We've what I will say, oh, can I show it? Okay. What I will say is this one. A working quality mic is required for talking, right? Okay. Use your brain. Okay, use your brain on this one. If I was to give you a book that you talk in, you could write on the book, right? And then hand somebody a book and then they've got to read it. The reason why that won't work is because people will be like, oh, that's too long to talk to people. What you could just pitch a character that is mute. And they might just go, okay, we'll let that. But pitch the character to them first. We're not saying don't talk. We're saying talk, but don't use this. This doesn't exist. See, if I type in there, the chat disappears straight away. So there's that. But full launch though, Sicarius, I don't know when I can say. Not really anything. You know how many times I have to remove the pronouns for your name because they have he, they, and a rare occasion I get talking, people freak out and say, I don't sound like a guy. Yeah, okay. And fair on that, I guess. I understand what you're saying. But, oh Lord, the world. The world. There's one thing I know I can't showcase on this server yet, chat, so I won't. However, let me go back here for 2 seconds. Let me grab this. So, chat, welcome to my Discord server. If you're not in here already, don't forget there's a link down below. It's inside the chat right now. Join in. It's a Discord server. It's a Discord server. It's for my server. You guys are cool. There's nearly 1,000 people in here. Join it. The Mute Express of... See, exact. The Mute Empress of HeroCraft. Now, what do you guys see here? I mean, I can't say. Nothing against me not showing you. No. It's a Henrik. I want wings. Look at that. So chat, did I ever mention to you guys that we've oh wait, you know what? Let me just change the title so that we're no longer talking about Overwatch tier lists. Right. Sorry chat, if you've just joined in and you're trying to view the stream right now. Hi, my name's Sin. If you're watching this for the tier list, we've just finished it, but the tier list is in my Discord server. So you can join in there if you want to go look at that, or there's a YouTube video on it. It's inside my YouTube channel. It's going to be on there later. Boom, there you go. Join that. Go subscribe to the YouTube channels. It's kind of cool. We have good fun there. Hi. Cool. Is that Sintrosity with the subscribes to Twitch.tv with Twitch Prime? Yes, you should if you've got ads. Let's go here and let's go showing off. Showing off HeroCraft. There you go. And I put Hightail in the thing. Is Hightail a category yet? It is. Okay, Lord. And that's got no one watching it. Let's go to Minecraft. And I'll show you guys what we're doing on Minecraft. Chat, welcome in. This is... Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff that just happened. Is Hightail out? So guys, this is why we do this. Hightail is not out, so what did we do? We made our own... we made our own Hightail. It's Highcraft. HeroCraft, if you will. So, look here, right? We've got races. What's Hightail? Hightail is Hypixel, which is a Minecraft server, which does a lot of different stuff. I couldn't tell you what they do as one thing. They do so much stuff. It's the world's most popular Minecraft server. They started bringing out their own game, but they've just gave false promises, delays. So we made it ourselves. That's all that we just did it. We just made Hightail. So look, there's now races in here. What is that you ask? And Wingcraft, I also don't know. I don't know too much about them. I stopped following their stuff when I left for 2 years. What is that though? Now, if you don't already have access to the HeroCraft Discord server chat, boom, look at this. You can join here. You can join in here. And I'm talking in the VC. And then we can go to media. And these are all screenshots from in-game chat. What is that? Chat, if you want access to the HeroCraft Discord server, by the way, do !HC in the chat for HeroCraft. Like this. Just looks like this. And that is the HeroCraft Discord link. You'll be able to get in just like that. But what are they? What are they, chat? What are they? This is where I post a lot of screenshots for in-game. By the way, that's me. That's me. In that tiny little dot. That guy resembles what a character I would say as a shadowy assassin-like figure. What do you mean? Oh, the other guy? Okay. We've got Distant Horizons on this server. Look at the image. Yeah. You're referring to this guy? He's what we call a Guardian. So there's a lot of stuff that we've done to HeroCraft as a server. He looks like he's from Star Wars. I will say, chat, fun fact, I've never seen Star Wars. I've never watched an episode of Star Wars before. Not a movie, not a TV episode, not episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, none of them. I've not watched any of it. Oh, that was so much sugar in one go. Oh, Morty. I've never watched one either. Cool. See, exactly. So, let me throw us onto here. And let me showcase the server a little bit. So this is... I just know that there's a guard for like higher ups that looks like that. Yeah. Did you give a launch date or is it not paying attention? We're still building. So... This is where I need Zine or Drew. Drew or Zine, are you guys here? Let's give them a second to join in, and if they're not, then that's fair. I have to use my better judgment. Right, open it up. I'm just going to jump over that one then, I guess. Let's wait and see if one of those answer me, because I want to be able to say, like, because we're working on the Badlands and stuff. It's out tomorrow? No, it's out to play now, but full launch isn't for a little bit. We're still developing the Badlands, or well, the adventure world, which everybody like is meant to make their own judgment of what to call it. But as far as it goes, like, we're in open alpha now, so people can do it. If it isn't cool in Slackjosity, I swear to God, Alyssa, I'll kill you. I'm also me when I can start making progress. That will stay. Oh, now. All progress made now will stay. Like, if I hit enter on here, you'll see here, I have 35 knowledge points. Right? So, what I will do... Oh, actually, yeah, you can play now. In fact, with that being said, let me go into my Discord server. Rain is too high. Hey, to you. Let's do a ping and let's see if I can get Zine's attention so I can make money and other stuff. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that now. What is knowledge again? I'll tell everyone. I'm going to do another ping now and get everybody in and do at everyone. Let's do It's HeroCraft update in time, baby. Join Twitch and get all your Minecraft capes and updates. There we go. Nerf this. Oh my God, wait, what? Whoa, you guys are climbing. No. You guys are going to get to 1,000. You guys are just going to get straight up to 1,000 already. I see what you guys are doing. You guys are cheating in Discord, getting to 1,000 while I'm live, so I can't miss it. I see what you guys are doing, you nerds. Okay, so I'm waiting for Zine to come. I need Zine or somebody to give me an update list. He's playing C. Damn it. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go. Got a Thursday update list. Hi, Cookie. How you doing? Oh no, why is my chat box all the way over there? Why is my chat box over there? Go back here. Sit there. Good chat box. I'm gonna make this a tiny bit smaller as well. Chat, by the way, just a quick one, just before we do this, because it's gonna be like an update video as well, for the Cape Redeem. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you all about that in a second. Chat, can you read the Spotify thing? Can you read the text on it, or is it too small? Because to me, it's very small, but I also have it very small on my screen. You can read it? Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Thank you. I would love it if Xenos was here. Please provide Christine Valls. Lovela! Lovela, lovela, lovela. Okay, so chat, I'm going to say what I think I can talk about. It's a bit small. Okay, if it's a little bit small, I'll make it a little bit bigger. And that should be okay then. Just because I don't see how big it really is, I'd have to switch to different things. Let's go to, let me get an update from Drew. Got an update list I can give. Cookie, did you see the pictures I did before that I was showing people before? About like the new, some of the new bosses that we've got? So like if I show this, have you seen this before? Some of these things that we've added, are they on Discord? They're in the HeroCraft Discord. Bosses. Oh, did I say the word bosses? Did I just say a thing that I shouldn't have said, but I've said it anyway because I'm a nerd? I might have said that a little too soon. I might have said that a bit too soon. What about this one? What is that? I know one thing Zine said I could talk about this week, which is good. I'm going to say this in a second. How do we make money and knowledge? Right, so chat, look. Chat, we did it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, I'm going to give you a quick update, and this is going to be a couple of points that I know off the top of my head of what HeroCraft has done in its latest update, okay? If you don't know what HeroCraft is already, let me explain very, very briefly. HeroCraft is a Minecraft roleplay server that we've been developing with the old team that we did for our last server. We've got a new server on the way. It took us about 2 months so far, and it's only ever going to get bigger. If you don't know what it is, !HC for HeroCraft inside of the Twitch chat, or wherever you are, do that the same thing. Join the Discord. It's all a cool thing. We'll give you a link into the Discord, right? But I'm going to give you a quick overview of things that we've been working on in the past week, and it's going to be cool. Just the 5 little things. 5 little things that'll make you go, ooh. And that's what we like. We like it when we get 5 little things that make you go, ooh. Say it with me now. 5 things that make you go, ooh. And hit like, because I also like it when people do that. So chat, the first thing I want to talk about, if I just load onto Minecraft right now, is the number one thing people have been asking me lately is bosses. Yes, we have bosses. Did you hear that? We have bosses. And that's not something I'm going to talk about too much because we're just about to implement them. We've got them, they work, they're cool. Have you ever played Elden Ring? Do you like Elden Ring? We've made a boss system that's kind of like Elden Ring. You want to get mythic items or stuff? Elden Ring's too easy? Well, this is not. This server has not got bosses that tread lightly on players. And it's never going to be easy. I'm not going to make it easy for anybody. Let me just see what is going on here. I pinged you so many times. I need you now. Now. Let's see. I wonder if he'll do that. Love, it's going to be amazing, right? We've done something. And I don't want to say it now whilst Drew's not here. Because if he's not here, he'll shout at me. Let me talk about something that I do know I can talk about. And that's what Zine told me I can talk about today. Mythical items. And, well, maybe I can't talk about that one yet. However, let me talk about something I know I can talk about. And that is character customization, right? When you first join into the HeroCraft server, you'll be greeted with a little bit of a GUI. That is character customization. Do you want to pick what race you are? Do you want to pick what kind of character you're going to be in the server? What kind of skin you're going to be wearing in this? Well, don't worry. Similarly to games like Fallout 4, GTA, any kind of game that has a pick 10 system, you're going to get that. You get to choose what your character looks like. You get to join. Lovely stuff, by the way, Cookie. I see that. Does race affect stats? Well, let me explain that as well. There's going to be a pick 10 system. You're going to choose what your character's race is, what your character's customizational features are going to be, such as body, skin, what they're going to be wearing, clothes, etc., etc. And yes, there is also going to be the inclination of, we're going to be including races. Does that affect how you will live your life? In the long run, probably we'll be adding a tier system of like how, an attribute system, sorry, of how characters of different races will be inside of the world and how they're going to interact with each other. That's one thing we're going to do, but we're making our own race system. We're not going to be downloading other mods. We're just going to make our own races. It's not hard to make races. They exist all across the internet. So we're just going to make our own ones. Now, to piggyback off that point, chat, here's another thing that we can talk about. That is knowledge. Previously in HeroCraft, we had something that was called the reputation system. Well, it's gone. So far, races are just for the aesthetic. Kind of half and half. Yes, you can choose your race. You can also look like the race that you want to be. However, there's no functionality behind, oh, if you are if you can fly. If it's raining, you fall to the floor. No. But also, one thing happens is when you do fly right now, your hunger goes woof. And then when you get hungry, you can't fly and you'll fall to the floor. So like that, it kind of does affect you, but we're working on them one at a time. Now, reputation has been scrapped. We are not going with the reputation system that we had last time. We are kind of, but now it's no longer going to be reputation. You now start off with a specific amount of rep, which is now called knowledge points or KP. So you'll start off with a certain amount of KP and then you'll do a pick 10 system. What do you want to start off with? Do you want to have 2 in logging? Do you want to have 2 in farming? Do you want to have 10 straight away in farming? Do you want to have 1 split across all of them if you wanted to, because there's 8 jobs, and then have 2 in the other? You get to choose where your initial KPs are going to be allocated, and that's where it's going to go, right? That's knowledge points. How do you earn knowledge points? Time spent on the server, right? Gameplay hours now translate to knowledge points. Every 30 minutes you'll earn 1 or something. I'm using example numbers, but like 30 minutes will be 1, an hour will be 2, an hour 30 you'll earn a third, etc, etc, etc. That also then gives us a very good policing system of stop AFKing on the server. How does that happen? Well, now we know how long you AFK for, because if you're earning knowledge points and you're earning no money, well, we now know that you're also AFKing. And then we'll check up on you, and then you'll get kicked for AFKing, and then you'll get banned for AFKing. AFKing is a very, very bad no. Don't do it on my server. I will kick you. Okay? So there are the 3 main things right now. So now that we've got that, we've got race, we've got new additions, we've got knowledge points, your KP, rep is gone. How do you earn money still? You still do the jobs, you can still trade between people, you can still join guild, and now we have the Badlands. What are the Badlands, Sin? I'm glad you asked, person at the very back. Thank you. The Badlands are very easy to understand. The Badlands is an adventure area. It's where you go and make quests. You go and adventure onto different cities and stuff. So what are the Badlands, Sin? I'm glad you asked. Thank you so much, Alyssa. The Badlands is a section of the map that you will go to. You have to go to talk to people. Who knows how to get there? I don't know how to get there. Find out in character. It's a section where you will be adventuring. It's a massive section of the world where you'll go it'll be able to go to link different cities, different towns, future civilizations that we have on there, because it's not just going to be Avalon that you can live in. It's going to be different towns and different cities and different worlds that you can visit. The world is going to be massive. I hope people understand this. There's going to be different towns, different adventure abilities, different dungeons, different kind of bosses, all that kind of stuff. Like what different jobs does stuff do? Well, imagine like if you were to go into, oh, is there going to be a HeroCraft wiki? I don't think so, because it's like having a GTA NoPixel wiki. Like we can give away general knowledge and stuff. There is also going to be like maps that you can access of like the city, but it's like at the same time, with the same breath, I want the experience for the player to be for everybody to learn from day one on your own, right? We'll have tutorial pieces. I will have videos that will also be edited. There will also be trailers and stuff that will come out that'll explain a lot of the stuff for you if you don't already know. But I don't think we'll have incorporated... I don't think we're going to go down the route of telling you how to do everything and know how to do everything from day one. Bonk. Oh my god, is that a Drew? Welcome in, bro. It's okay. I've already gave away a lot of the stuff. We were doing updates and I had no updates. So, they know everything. That's not true. But, yeah, we had to run... Hey, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. What did we talk about? How to get knowledge points. What are knowledge points? How to earn money still. The Badlands being introduced / the Adventure World. I mentioned bosses, but there's no way of us knowing what bosses do yet. I don't know where else. Oh, the wings. But the wings are because, like, they're in the media section of the Discord server, and they already saw them anywhere. People are like, I want wings! So they have wings. But they don't have wings. We have wings. You guys don't know who has wings. Who has wings? We don't know. Be afraid of the dark, chat. That's a very good point. Oh my god, it's amazing. The darkness in the... Oh! I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? It's just clips. People are just going to make fun of me on the internet for that. Don't. Yes, the... No, I don't have that command. I should have that command, though. I don't have that command. But it's Alt-X, by the way. If anyone wants to know that, it's the Alt key plus the X key, and that's how you make a clip. I should really do that, though, shouldn't I? I should add that as the thing. Let's do it right now. Let's ignore everything going on and add that. I'm psyching you, chat. I'm not really going to add that stuff. However, there's already 12 clips made in this stream, and the stream's only went on for 2 hours 40. You got away with the clip this time? Ah, it's okay. Cookie, if it makes you feel better, I did clip it myself. I have a habit of whenever I do something that is mildly going to make fun of myself, I may as well just clip it myself and make fun of myself live. Why not? However, yes, back to the matter of, yes, chat, wings do exist. In fact, where are my wings? Zine, can I show off my wings? You can say no and I just won't show them. Oh, the server looks amazing, bro. Do I have wings? I literally have wings right now. What do you... You don't have wings. You don't have wings. I think they're wings, Drew. Henrik has to earn his wings. -1. No! I know what that's referring to as well. It's just an error code in my chat. No, chat. He's doing it to me. I'm going to show it off, okay? Right, chat, let me show off the wings. You see what this is, chat? This is wings. Red Bull gives you them. No, it's -1 for RP points. What? It's no, nuh-uh. You lose the RP game? I don't want to lose the roleplay game. Wait, what's the roleplay game? Wait, did I... You all just lost the game, chat. That's what that was. You all just lost the game because of... Drew just made you lose the game. That's a common RP thing, -1. Really? Maybe I'm just... Well, it beats me flying around showing them the city, doesn't it? I'm staying in my creative menu until you decide to say yes. I'll stand over here. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna show off. But you don't stay in character. It's a dev update. What do you mean? Stay in character. It's a dev update. It's what Zine wanted. Zine specifically requested updates. Fash it out with him. Okay, maybe not in that room. That bit I won't do. Minus 1 RP. I know. I'm going to have to like spank myself later. Look, I'll take them off. But I'm saying, how can I give updates if I can't give updates? What I will say, chat, this is one of the things that I do love doing. It's the F menu. Stay in character in the devlog. Right, let me show you what this does. Ready? Look at, you see this? I like this. This is our function wheel. You can go and do emotes. Like you can sit down. You can do other emotes if you want to, like laying down. Stay in character when devlogging. I mean, in-depth description of every job and how it makes the most money. No, because that's just giving you away information for free. However, what I will do while I tell you the next bit, chat, I'll sit down on here and I'll go into free cam. And then there you go. We'll look into the distance while I explain. So, here's a couple of things. The jobs. There is still a lot of jobs that you could do. All jobs do not make the same amount of money. Some of them will make... They're all linked together to make the same amount of money depending on like the efforts. So there's a lot of jobs that require you to go further out and will pay more because you've done it, because the trip will take longer. You've got to balance all of the jobs, right? The jobs make more, but the guilds are where the money is going to be at. So join a guild, or maybe don't join a guild. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just telling you things that are just... Who knows? I'm watching you, Zelensky. Always watching. I don't know where that came from. Do all jobs have to make the same money, or do they vary? They vary. Depending on what you're doing, depending on what rank you are doing in a job, depending on how much knowledge you have in a job. As far as I can assume anyway, right? But all jobs do different things, do different purposes. They all serve a different reason to do the jobs, right? I mean, if you think about it, the city's a big place. Gotta figure them out. Exactly. I'm trying to say yes, but also figure out the prices. I'm not going to give you meta information just because I can. You know, it's like all jobs serve a good purpose. They all have their own fun reasons, but I'm not going to tell you how to make the most money on the server. Why would I do that? Otherwise, everyone's just going to want to do that one job. There is also not one job that makes the most money. Everything's tied into its own reasons. Every reason to play every single job has its own perks. You'll get your own perks for doing every single job the same way that you can play all jobs. Another thing to mention, every job is now playable. So you can now do every single job that you want to do. Like I mentioned before with the knowledge point system, you can now do all 8 jobs that you can do, all extra jobs that you want to do. You can do all hustles, and you will not be damaged in reputation because we no longer have reputation. We now have knowledge, right? And knowledge is power. I have at least 4 knowledge a day. Every single day. And that's what makes it worth it. Like being a god. Gods give you knowledge. Also, the thing about god knowledge. Swap Ryan with Roadhog? Roadhog being an S tier? Sorry, I'm still looking back at this thing. Send the spreadsheet. There is a yes, there is a spreadsheet, and you guys are not getting access to that spreadsheet. Hell nah. That's not something. I'll just calculate the rate of money obtained per job and find the best. But JD, the thing is, you can okay, so listen. You can always earn money, right? But it's not just a way to earn. The only way to earn money, I'll give you a Sactrosity pillow. I might consider. Syntrosity HD body pillow, anyone? Oh no, never mind. What up, baby? Every job has its own purpose and its own perks, right? So, yeah, sure, some of them might give a little bit more coin to do so. You guys can't do that. You've got to go through and do Alt-X, and Alt-X will make the clip. I've made sure to get rid of it. So, jobs pay different. That's whether that's through money, whether that's through gift, whether that's through reputation with the people of the city, whether that's through obtaining knowledge points more, whether that's obtaining different perks and abilities. Who knows? There's going to be different reasons to play every single job that you want to do. It's not going to be... There's not going to be a single job that's going to be boring for you to do. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to make a lot of money and just grind out this job. There's going to be reasons for you to want to switch jobs, right? You're going to want to do more in the city. And I can't tell you what that is because I really want to be able to go off and show off the wings, but I can't show you them. But at the same time, you know, it's makes me angry. Let me just chat. I've also forgot to do one thing, very important thing. I've just remembered to do one thing. Okay, there we go. Should we update our mods for the server? What up, baby? It's
What up, baby? How you doing?
that's how you do that. That's how you do it properly. And then I hit the clip on myself so you guys don't do it. Should we update the mods? Drew, you have access to the thing, right? You have access to the Google Drive folder that has the updated mods. What's the level of agency in the world? The level of agency in the world's a question I've not got. Level of agency. How do I even answer this? Drew? Level of agency. How? Let me think of a way if I can answer this. It's like a system. I'm in and out. That's fine. It's not going to be a case of somebody's going to go, this player remembered that, because it's not an RPG, right? The server is not an RPG, and I need to make this imperative. HeroCraft is not a role-playing game. It's a role-playing server, right? So there's no aspect where you're going to go through and you're going to have to rely on NPCs. The server is 100% player driven. So when we start doing like advertising, we start getting real traction going, and we get a load of players joining the server, it's going to be 100% player driven, right? It's not a role-playing game. It's just a role-playing game. No, it's a role-playing server on a game. We're using Minecraft's generic gaming framework, and we're building a game around it where you are only allowed to roleplay, right? So you won't get things as much as Henrik remembered that, or that was a good decision. Decisions aren't going to affect the NPC variables of the game. It'll affect the way that players interact with you. Like if you stab someone, somebody's going to remember that the next day and be like, hey, aren't you the person that killed Lady Isabel? Isn't that what you did? Like, are we able to join the server right now? You can join the server right now if you wanted to, and bring all the people onto there. What is pinging my phone? It's just the mods are going to be out of date right now. Wow, that is mad. Understood. I wonder how a Hitman/Assassin servers were. It's weird because when you guys are going to see like the new side of Henrik, right? Let's go back to here and I'll explain. So this is what I like as well. So when to talk about, I know, Cookie, I know that you like a good UI, right? I know you're an absolute sucker for a UI, so let me explain something. Can you join the server right now, Sicarius? Yes, you can, but I don't know if Zine has updated the mod pack yet. I will do an announcement later with an updated version of my Google Drive version, because I know he doesn't want to send out a public version of the link. Right? Ad break. Drew, do you have access to the Google Drive folder, right? The HeroCraft wants to do the updated version of it. Yeah, okay, can you do that one for me? If you can, that's okay. If you cannot. Hi, Nia.
Niabex just resubscribed for 17 months. 17 months, let's go Sintro Hypers, Sintro Hypers.
Wait, I can show you. You ready? Whoa! Oh my god, that's my crotch. Don't look at my crotch. Nia, happy birthday for the other day, by the way. Check me a happy birthday to Nia. It was Nia's birthday, like, last week, and they didn't say anything to us in Discord. And I feel very sad about that, kitten. Hey, how are you doing, Nia? Thank you as well for your tier 1 for 17 months. That's what you get for being so freaking dope. I'm old now. Nuh-uh. The UI is very nice. The wheel. Chat, the wheel. Oh my god. Look at... If you... Chat, are you ready for this? You're gonna run staff. You know, whatever you want to call it. Application HeroCraft. There's always gonna be, like, helping... There's gonna be helping roles, of course. One thing that I'm changing... I like the most is this. This is the better third person one that we have right now. So you can change, like, how far in and how far out your POV, your FOV really is. Right? And then you can also move the camera up or down depending where you want to go. You can also mount it onto your left shoulder and right shoulder for, like, over the shoulder gameplay instead. Also full 360, which I also love. That's also amazing. And then, of course, chat, we have the wheel, where you can check your health, and you can check your full health and how much health that you have. Because don't forget, we don't have hearts, you have health, like an actual health system in this. Then you can go to your emotes. You can choose your... This is one. You can choose your... also good for photo time. It's really good for photo time. You can also choose your walk speed. So look, right now this is normal walk speed. Yeah? So we all like the normal walk speed. Then, let's go to emotes, walks. Let's go to slow walk speed. And now it's a little bit slower. It's not slowness, it's slower walk speed. So you can bring it down. We can F1. We can go here, bring it down a little bit more. And now when you walk, it's just super cinematic. Everything about this is super cinematic. And then if we wanted to again, we then go back into here. We go to walks and we go to very slow. This is where, like, conversations happen with other players. And you're like, so tell me, what have you got going on in the world today? Is there anything I should know? Well, it seems to be that I've been hearing this story from a couple of people. Everyone's scared to go out at night because they're scared of what the dark brings. You know? So, what were you going to say about the other side of the city? Reiterate for me, because I forgot what I mean. Well, yeah, so you can also sprint in slow mode. Like, this is how you sneak, I'd say. Look at that sneak. It's very good for photo time as well. I keep getting connection service when I try to join it. No, there's not an updated version of the mod pack. Drew's going to update the mod pack, Sicarius. The criminal underbelly? Well, I mean... Oh, I mentioned, like, you're going to see a whole different side of Henrik, right? And that's what it's going to be. You're going to see a whole new side of Henrik. I didn't say anything about... let me just do walk speed. Let's go to normal speed. Let's go to emotes and toggle parkour, I think. Parkour is disabled. There we go. I think I can just toggle it back on, right? Yeah. Who's Henrik? This is Henrik. This is Henrik, my character. Henrik Lefroy is the character that I have. This is Henrik. He's a cool dude. Yeah. And then we got Akosha's joined. There we go. Let's go Akosha. Let me just do a TP to Akosha. Boom. Huh? Oh, he's in spectator. There he is. Chat. Okay, one thing as well to mention is if I go to my F and let me just go to my first person. Look at the HD skins, by the way. It's full HD skins. Look at the eyes and the mouth. The little smile on his face. And the wings. Hey, Akosha. Wait, how does that work? We have HD skin. We can, we make our own skins in server. Do you want to fly? Do you want to just fly away? Fly away, buddy. Fly away, Akosha. Do it. Wow. And he's gone. Just like that, chat. He's gone. And now he's back. And chat, you ready? Look, just Look at how knightly you look. Not only can you... So, Cookie, you mentioned before about, like, good photo times and stuff. Well, let me just mention it. You can also go into free camera. And you can take good pictures of you and your friends if you wanted to. So, if I was to go, for example, into the Iron Belly... Chat, don't forget. Also, I know I don't need to mention this as well, but just for content sake of you guys as well wanting to know things, if you see a section of this that you think is really cool that you want to show off to someone, clip it, ship it, send it to people. So what you do is, chat, you go into the Iron Belly, for example, you're having a nice conversation with people. You want to sit in this chair. You're like, hold on. I can't see behind myself. I sit inside my own head like this. Well, now you can go into free cam. And you can still talk to players, and you can sit there and you'll be like, oh, hello, nice to see you. Oh, as you can see there on the bottom, just down there, you'll see my just above the center of my hotbar. Boom. I've got proximity chat. Proximity chat's on here as well. Of course it's on here. And you go here, you jump back out, and you can jump out the chat. Boom. Love that. Love it. Love everything about it. Oh, I really want to show the wings. I think the wings are the best thing I can show off. I'm just gonna... Oh, my Discord just restarted. That's an amazing thing to start with. Let me just wait for that to restart. I wanna show the wings. Lamau. Love hot, 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 love hot. They're gonna see them anyway. They see it inside of places, you know? I think you guys should be able to see it. I think we should show them off. You know what? No, you know what, chat? You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a poll. You wanna see the wings? Yes. No. Stay lame. Thank you for the cape. Will redeem. Lovely. See? Now you get capes. Minecraft capes. Chat, do you guys want to see the wings? Vote yes or no. There's a poll there. I want to see if you guys want to see what the wings show off or not. Wait, did I just accidentally ban someone? I did not. Okay. Who said no the lame? I don't vote on them because I'm biased. I want to show them off. But I reckon it's going to be Drew. If there's one person saying no, don't show them off, it's got to be El Drew. And you've got El Drew. And there's 3 for yes, 1 for no. I don't see the point because people are going to see them anyway. I also feel like we're going to give them out in character creation. Not character creation, sorry. Right, chat, you've got what? 3, 2, 1. It was 3v2. You want to see the wings? Go end on 3-2. So guilds, what guilds are there? I don't think I want to mention what guilds we have. I think naming the guilds will just take away. I will say though that there is... I will not mention if Drew comes into chat and literally just says no to me about the wings, then I will not show it. But I also think they should be worthy of being showcased. They're a good system. I'm also going to turn off I'm going to turn off donor golf. There we go. What? It's not good for the content. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, boom, boom, boom. The guild. I will show off one guild. Just no. What of the gods? I don't know. Look, what of the gods? No. It's fine. They can still see them. They can see them inside the Discord server. The Discord server's got them plastered all over it in the Share Pictures tab. Now, I also know that Drew really likes the idea of the gods. Let me go and show you guys the other guild then. So there is a guild and I'm facing it. There's gods. Pictures are not the same as showing action. Akosha flew off. Also, Alyssa, I think if I say that I wanted an answer, yes or no, and he said no, I don't think he'd be joking about it live on stream. Okay, I'll walk there. I'll walk all the way. I'm also going to do this. Good storytelling 101. I'll give you good storytelling. And you know what I'll also do? I'll make it even better storytelling. How's this for storytelling, Drew? I don't know. Usually when I hear people saying something like, what of the gods, I usually assume, yeah, you would assume so. It's okay. No, that's just true. It's fine. Can we fight gods? Literal gods? Can we become gods?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you where your consequences lead your own actions. This, let it be remained unknown. This world is a world of you and I. The world is for you, built by you, and run by you. This is not a world run by administration and an upper force. This hero, this conquest. This is HeroCraft, for you and for your friends. Your world and your friends as much as your foes. Let you rule and reign, your power and your days, lights, your mights and your frights. This is still HeroCraft. This world be remained thee from your own. There is no end, nor there is no means. And chat, there is a Google Drive to download the server file and the server downloads, the mods and the resources, everything you need to be you and be cool. It's all here. For me, and for you. You guys wanted to see.
Chat, you don't actually get wings. You guys aren't... No, so this is the thing. There's wings. They're not going to be added properly for now, right? For now, there is... These are... If you've noticed... Right, take one note of what I am in. What mode... What mode am I in? Right? I am in creative mode right now. So just for now, the wings are... for the gods. You still can't. It says you can't download it. I love this song. I love this song. I need to save this version of the song. This is my favorite version of the song. Nope. Here we go. We can listen to this again. Okay, let me see. Akosha wants rid of the drag. I half agree with that, to be fair. I've learned that I just dislike it. Okay, so kill Henrik? No. Why can't you down... What's wrong with the download, Zacharias? What's it saying? Okay, cool. RJ could animate it in, which the unique wings. Oh no, there's unique wings. We have unique wings. It's just you guys. You guys can't just get wings. Is it a Google message? Let me click the folder. Yeah, I'm gonna see what the permissions are. Let me go to share, and then go to copy the link. Anybody with a link is a viewer. Chat. I'll share specifically. Anybody with the link? Share. Anybody with the link can view, I guess. Copy the link. Okay. Try this one. I've made it so you can view it, so you should be able to download it. Dum dum bum bum ba ba bum 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 boom boom. What an amazing day. That worked? Lovely. Oh, no. Fall. Thank you. No problem. Sakaris, make sure you're giving that to people because we want to try see how many people can get on now. So now we're going to start giving people access. Like, just letting everybody join in. Wait, I want to put that song back on so I can do something. Wing shown in action. Okay, I am gonna have to apologize, Zine and Drew. I'm gonna farm a clip here. You couldn't resist? No, I'm farming. Okay, listen, I need to farm a clip. First of all, I fell, okay? I fell off the roof, and my habit is to just press spacebar once. I fell off that roof. However, this song, I need to, okay? Do you have to run and jump take it off? Yeah, you need to, you do this. It's momentum. But I need to, chat, I do need to tell you guys straight up, you guys aren't going to be getting, it's for the gods. Thinking character. It's hard to explain this one. Right, let's go to the Herecraft thing. I'm going to farm a clip chat. Because I know how to do... Allow me. Looks like a goose running to take off. Right, I'm going to stay quiet for a second, chat. Cool. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to get that one clip. That's this is Warriors. Oh, I love this song so much. I just straight up stopped playing a game because Warriors is playing. This song is so good. Oh, I'm gonna. It's such a good song. Right, I am sorry for showing it off. However, it was the perfect chance to show off for a clip as well. Be a great TikTok. Nah, it doesn't work. I told you guys. It's not gonna work. So chat, I'm thinking tomorrow I'm gonna see how many of us we can get online, and we're gonna try do hero crafts, right? Oh, I love this. I'm so good at faking for content and I'm so good at cinematics. I'm gonna what? What is that? Alyssa? What did you just point me out doing? I saw that. I know. I said it. I guess. I know what I did. I have to own up to my mistakes. Got warriors in this town. Dum 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 dum. Bow. So chat, the goal for tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to try and make sure that we get as many people on for HeroCraft as possible. That is my goal. That's the end game, right? Let's see how many people we can get on tomorrow, get it all downloaded. We'll have a big RP session. It'll be fun. And we'll have a great time. What do we think? That's hilarious. I think tomorrow we can do that. It'll be fun. We have a big vibe. We can have a big RP session and we can bring Henrik in. I'll get all of the others to join in as well. It'll be kind of fun. I'll join if I'm free. You better be free. However, chat. Why am I getting flat viewers also watch when I'm looking at me? I'm trying to watch mine. You know? Until then, though, chat. There's a lot of engines outside that's very loud, which is why I stopped talking. Don't forget, chat, there's a Discord server, that's also in the chat, but also remembering, chat, there's capes available, okay? Get your capes in, go play with it, go get Minecraft capes. It's all cool and all happy and fine and dandy. Go get them. They're amazing. They're for you. Go. Go get your capes. It's another day tomorrow. Oh, wow. Oh, I just froze a lot of things. Lovely. Oh, that was... Oh. Now, chat. Let's go over. Let's say hello to a friend. I'll say HeroCraft is good. Exclamation mark. Hey, Drew, it's a command. It's a command, my dude. I added it on stream with you. I was in the chat with you. I added it when we were in call, remember? Right. Chat. We rate this person so much. That's why I have to say no for this one. However, at the same time, no one else is online who's playing Minecraft. I remember you saying I need to add this. We rate this person a lot. But at the same time, like, nobody else is online right now. Chat, we're gonna go over. And tomorrow's stream, I really want to try make one stream a week where it's story mode. You know, like where I can just read the HeroCraft story in
this voice, as the narrator. Like, watch this. Chat. Today has been a day. A long full day. The beginning of the frighteous day. It's a day where, like you and I, are going to have more adventures every day. So join me in our hands on our glory for tomorrow, where we are ventured on and we will venture on in the HeroCraft server and the world of HeroCraft, venturing on tales, telling your own stories. Remember, this is not the end, for tonight is a time for rest, a time to reconsider, and a time to be who you were meant to be. I've been your narrator. Join me and join us tomorrow for more story, for more life, and for a better vibe overall. I've been your narrator. You have been wonderful. And as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Fare thee well, travelers. Until next time. Goodbye.